Take it off.
Give it to me.
Oh shit.
It's going in. She's here. She's here.
Oh shit. I think we forgot to do the set the share shit, but whatever. Get it popping.
Now we got to get it popping. You know what I mean? But first of all, shout out to that boy Kawhi. He a bad man.
That is how you got to say it.
You got to say
it.
Kawhi.
He's a bad man. Yeah,
You
bad
gotta
man.
barely say it. It's like you really don't say much of it.
Exactly.
Kawhi,
You know?
he a bad man.
It's almost like you got like a very slight Spanish accent going on, but like you don't got. It's like a Los Angeles thing going on. I feel like I don't know why. He's from LA. He's from LA
for sure. We don't actually know what people sound like there.
Confirmation of audio. I like
to me,
it.
it's like a Chinese man that speaks perfect English, but he still's like doing that because he knows that's what people want. He's just got like Kawhi, yeah, bad man. Everybody's like, bad man. They like the way he says it, you know, when he's like Kawhi's a bad man. Like they don't like it, even if he can do that, you know. So he goes like Kawhi, yeah, bad man.
It doesn't roll correctly. It doesn't roll correctly. I mean, that's Kawhi. I mean, people gotta like you gotta kind of like say it to kind of settle into it, where he's just like Kawhi, he a bad man. Like I still don't even got it good.
Yeah,
I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. But you got that good bounce to it. You got that good bounce to it. But
let's get us out here live.
Yeah, we live. I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
David, we made it again.
Thanks for everybody liking, sharing, subscribing. Want to say that again? Welcome to the goddamn shit show. It's just a shit show. The shit show live.
Who knows where it may go?
But yeah, we're gonna give the first shout out to Big Kawhi. I think my man's here over wanted to give a big shout out to John Stewart for the work he put in today. I'm not even sure what he did. I'm not clear on that.
No,
he didn't do anything specific today.
The previous one with John Stewart. Shout out to them firefighters that gave John and Stewart that gift that they auctioned out for, that they purchased for themselves. That was very heartwarming, very heart touching. I'm sure John appreciated that.
Yeah, and all of them signed it. All the people, cool. all the firefighters he's and first responders he's been fighting for. I mean, it's kind of cool to see him step away from the talk show and then immediately kind of jump into something like that.
The thing is, he's been with that for a long time. It's out there, and I didn't even know. I mean, I didn't even know that he was I guess you'd say a spokesperson for that. I don't even know what is he. I mean, he's not a lawyer. He's not a congressman or nothing like that. What is he technically? Is he just a public figure that's speaking out on this? Is it kind of like that Kim Kardashian thing? Because everybody was giving all this credit to Kim Kardashian. Like, all it really is people that should clearly be free. And then he just got a celebrity that says this person should be free. And now all of a sudden everybody pays attention. That person goes free and you give Kim Kardashian all the credit. I'm sorry. It's a good thing no matter what. But you're finding clear-cut cases where these people shouldn't be in jail. And then you're giving her credit for bringing it to attention. If you guys just would have let it come to attention how it should be for the wrongdoing, then that would have been settled a long time ago. But still, great job, Kim. Great job, Kim, with it.
Exactly. Great job, Kim. I mean, she's also providing the financing. She's gathering the lawyers to be able to do this. She's
definitely doing a great thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
A lot of celebrities could have brought that to attention and probably got that done a long time ago. I like how she said, I would love to be a lawyer for them to go through all the schooling or whatever.
Didn't she go through law school?
I think we all would like to be.
Didn't she go through law school? I'm not sure if she did or not. I think she may have graduated.
I never heard that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Never heard that.
But I mean,
I thought she said that she would go, but
I'm not in tune with social, pop culture, social media type things. I mean, as far as like those types of celebrities go. But I mean, I would even go as far to say that she's been out of the spotlight more recently than like she usually is. I'm not sure if that's popular. Dying out for what, it's like
I'm not the person for that either, but I would say so too.
But I feel like I would at least see something.
But then again, are you ever going to get bigger than a sex tape? Probably not. So you can only go down from there unless you have another sex tape. Kanye West, Kim K sex tape comes out tomorrow. It's the biggest sex tape of all time. For sure, it's the biggest sex tape of all time.
And it's not even because of Kim; it's because of Ye. Like it's weird to say that.
It's like weird. It's weird. Exactly. But it's almost like it's the best thing that Kanye could do to get back at Ray J. I know he always got I hit it first. He's always got that there, But if he just released. It's more about the money. If he released a sex tape, they don't even need it anymore. They don't even need it anymore.
And it's just like, hey, look. But he could just be like, look, my sex tape made more money than you.
His dick's twice as big. You know what I mean? He's like, sell it. He's like, sell it, Kim.
Sell this.
He's like, I want you moaning. You're going your hardest. She takes dick sucking classes.
You got
she takes everything.
You gotta have the mascara running. You need
looks
everything.
Looks perfect. And then they redo it.
And you don't need some
professional done.
Some crappy 2000s, barely HD camera. Like it's gonna be 4K resolution. It's gonna have surround sound going
Jason
on.
Bay shoots it.
I'm sure how that is. Like,
Transformers director, I believe that's his name.
It's like surprise Ron Jeremy.
I might be wrong, but
Ron Jeremy co-produces.
So if that is your name, I heard you're a dick, man. Stop being a dick to nice people. Well, I don't know. Shia seems nice. I don't know though.
Who?
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf seems awesome.
He does seem like a cool dude.
I did want to give a shout out to that man, Duncan Trussell, officially, man. That guy, Duncan Trussell, everybody check it out. Every single podcast he has ever fucking done on there has been super intellectual. Like, Joe knows from the moment that guy's on there what kind of convo they're having that day. Like, it ain't no bullshit, man. They're going deep into society's demons.
But before you do that, stay tuned into this podcast.
Yeah, well, regardless, search every Duncan Trussell, man. I encourage that. I hope that links to that.
I'm gonna do that tonight.
You know what I mean? I think that he's great. I kind of have this dream cast, going on. It's funny how that comes out. Like a dream cast of like Russell Peters, Russell Brand,
yeah,
Duncan Trussell.
So
X Factor guy. I'm still debating on that third one. Kennison.
So for people like me,
everywhere,
I'm sure a couple people who is Duncan Trussell? For people that it's like
I couldn't tell you. All I know of is that apparently he's a comedian in the description that they give on there. He's a comedian, but he's way more than that. He's funny. Like I told you, the funny shit that he says, like on there. But
offer some real conversation.
Yeah, offer real conversation. But everything that he says is deep. Like he has deep thought on things, man. I appreciate that so much. It's not just that basic shit of like you do good things happen type shit. You know what I mean? It's like it's more than just that. He explains of like how sometimes you do something good, it might come out bad. You do something bad, it might come out good. The intertwines of life. It don't always go hand in hand like that. It's not. I like to think that too, but that's not how it works.
Yeah, very, very cool perspective.
I think he did like a monk or something for a year. He did something along the lines of that. He talked about it before. Sorry, I forget, but he did something like that to really get his chi up intact.
That's so interesting. I'm thinking of like where do you even apply to become a monk? Like you just walk up to the temple.
Go up there.
They don't got phones.
What's up, dog? You got to fight one.
You just get You just go up with some ayahuasca or some shit. You're like, look, man, I know the way. It's like I know. No, but maybe that's your first test. You gotta go find them. Like, look, you came this far.
You made it all the way up this mountain.
You came this far.
It took you 19 days. You're just like, I drove up here, bro. It took me 2 days.
Are you hungry? I'm starving. Good.
And they're like, eat this glass. If you eat this glass, we'll teach you.
No, they're like, eat nothing. Just keep
yeah, you're right.
The next morning you wake up, you're just trading.
You get waterboarded in the morning. As soon as you wake up,
that's the last taste of water you get, and you don't want water no more.
Look how quick you panic, white man. It's something like that. It's something like, along the lines of that. Look how it's mortal. It might not be racial. It's more of just it's an intelligent downer. It's something along the lines of that.
Just thinking about monks waterboarding somebody is just hilarious.
I'm thinking of like a monk pack session.
So I'm thinking like they got the cloth robes over their face. They're just pouring buckets of water. They don't got no falls. They're just pouring buckets of water.
You had to carry those all the way up there.
They're breaking like bamboo sticks all over your chest. Just
it's like that. It's that Rambo scene where like 3 months flash by and it's all this hardcore.
As soon as they hit you with the waterboard, so like you can't scream or you're just going to like breathe hella water or whatever.
It's so funny how many UFC fighters always bring up Rocky. Like so many fighters go to Rocky, they're always like, everybody thinks training is like Rocky. But they're like, everybody thinks training's like Rocky, where it's like this music playing, you're running up steps, you're beating up me. He's like, it's nothing like that. Like you're throwing up, kicked. You're exhausted, you're hurting, you're broken. Like ain't nothing fun about it.
You're getting injured, you're getting beaten up. It's like you got tapped out,
man,
choked out.
Knock Stallone, but Stallone's is great to me, man. He might not have got head roles because most of the movies that he did feature in were his movies that he wrote.
Yeah.
Which is only right. Rocky's his, Rambo's his, The Expendables is his.
So that's what you gotta think. He's like a great writer.
Yeah, but also I think that he played the roles great. I mean, it could be because he knows the role so well of what he's trying to portray.
For that main character.
I thought he was a great Rocky. He was a great Rambo.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a gift if you're like writing scripts. Like, I mean, like that's the two different talents, like writing the script and then being able to act it out and portray particular emotions and whatever.
Here's a big thing, though. every time I think about Stallone now, man, I go hand in hand with Terry Crews because I can't stop thinking about that congressional interview that he did.
Oh, about the sexual harassment?
Yeah. Well, after that, he did another interview and he came full. Well, no, during that, he says, that he was threatening from the producer of Expendables, a.k.a. Sylvester Stallone. From what I know, if you write it, you probably produce it, or you're right there with it. I'm guessing that he's insinuating Stallone, that basically Stallone threatened him. If you go do that hearing, you're not in Expendables 3.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, that's
what Terry Crews said under our favorite thing, the Bible.
It's something funny because, like you don't see the headlines about that. Just like another one to like think about was like like just recently they had that failed shooting or whatever where the guy like he was literally getting ready to commit a mass shooting but was able to he was shot dead by that security officer.
I didn't see that.
That's what I'm saying. You don't hear about shit like that. It wasn't like, oh, the mass shooting that got stopped. It would have only really circulated if it was something that fit what they wanted to push or that shock factor. Just like with Terry Crews, he doesn't exactly fit the Me Too movement or whatever. I mean,
how much of a man is Terry Crews though?
Oh yeah, they'd be able to come forward
and say, "This man tried to touch my goddamn dick for a role."
And he said a huge example.
Look at him. He's a man's man. He's a man's man. He probably could have fucked that guy up.
Yeah.
It just shows you how a situation can play. You know what I mean? Like how you can alter something in a position of power.
Yeah, especially when someone has, the ability to make or break your career or, I mean,
X Factor you.
Blackball you from roles, everything.
I'm that director. I try and touch your dick. You say no. As soon as I get out of there, I call up every other director. Terry Crews just tried to get me to touch his dick while I was interviewing him for the fucking movie. Immediately, you what the fuck? Why didn't no one warn me about this?
You pay somebody, you get them to
not gonna let you spread it.
You get them to put a contact TMZ, all anonymously. Oh man, Terry Crews sexually assaulted the director or whatever. So I mean, it's exactly what goes down. I mean, it's a huge power play, and it's weird, how people can think that's okay. I mean, it's just
to make those kind of moves. Well, I was talking about it with Chas before about with the Donald Trump thing, how when he says when the grab him by the pussy thing came out, and he's everybody's like, that's how men talk. Steve, you've been around men all your life. Anybody ever said I grab women by the pussy, bro? You ain't never heard those words put together in a sentence.
Never.
You know what I mean? That's not even a thing.
And most time people only come forward with accusations, with no type of proof. But I mean, this was on video, audio. I mean, there's literally
they like him more.
That's not locker room
that's
talk.
A real guy.
That's not locker room fucking talk. I've been to many guys' locker rooms. Nobody that fucking talks.
People are so
talk like that with you. I mean, it's what's this?
Man, it just shows you honestly how many people have been molested or been sexually assaulted. For them to go, that's a real guy. That's how real men talk. Well, that means you really dealt with that in real life, then, right? And that's
or you've seen someone do that, or
that's just how men carry themselves. What the fuck, men you've been around?
Where we've talked about, how people surround themselves with men who either commit domestic offenses or sexual harassment in any way, and will not blink a single fucking eye. What type of men are you surrounding yourself with, like you just said, or keeping in your circle? How do you think that that's okay? I mean, like you said, at some point you must have experienced it, anywhere along the lines and normalized it. Exactly.
Just like with the thieving thing we said, with the mayors, you got a mayor that stole from you, you vote for him again. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? At this point, you're kind of backing yourself to a circle here. We proved to you that this is the criminal. You're still saying you want this criminal to lead you. Well, then you might just want to all walk off that cliff together, because I can see that you guys aren't going to help us progress anywhere that we want to go with these. It's
decisions. I mean, it's people, gravitate towards things that are, similar or keep things in a similar fashion just because it's what they're used to. I mean, they have no idea what is on the other side, so they just stick to the same fucking side and never cross over.
How they have their own personal story, right? Like if Sheila Dixon gave you that house and permit you always wanted, right?
Right.
But she stole those gift cards or whatever and spent those gift cards wrong.
It's like, well, she helped my
You'd be
business get off the
exactly. I
ground.
wouldn't have this business without Sheila Dixon. Okay, well, she's a criminal still. That's how. Just like when they get you, it's the same thing with like gangs and mafia, right? Like as soon as you get in, start giving you hella money. You know what I mean? We'll get you some money going. Now you owe me something. I give you something. Just like you get in jail, I'm gonna give you something, so you owe me something. All right. Well, I want something way worse than a pack of noodles. You know what I mean? I need you give me a blade. You sneak a cell phone in here through your ass.
You need to sneak a cell phone, a blade, a couple cigarettes, some candy.
Listen here, a guard's gonna shove an iMac in your ass outside of the janitor's office.
Look, I need a 6 foot. I need a 6 foot extension cord. You need to bring it in your ass.
Literally.
So you better cord that bitch tight.
Listen, we've been through this before. You're gonna put the 3-punk side in first.
we need the outlet grounded. I can't have an ungrounded outlet in prison.
It just looks at you like 15 foot, and you're just like,
is it grounded?
5. 3-prong.
Oh my god, that's how they
All right, gang leader, right now, gang leader in jail tells you, hey, I need you to fucking bring in. You're gonna meet up with my girl tomorrow. I got somebody coming in to visit you. You're gonna fucking take 3 8 balls for me. Bring it in.
And this is how I die in prison, or what? That's how I go down in prison. Like, or what?
The thing is, that's your happy thought, Steve, because that's not how you go out. When you say or what, they hold you down, and then you get fucked in the ass with a train of dudes, and you still live.
Oh man!
And then it goes, you gonna do it, or we're gonna keep doing this?
Yeah.
So then you choose.
Well, I mean,
killing's the easy way out.
Yeah, which they don't do. They just beat your ass.
That's why they all kill themselves.
But shit. I'm a fucking see like it's weird to be in that position, but like I would think I would then try to take the offensive and just like kill somebody or like take myself out, like kill somebody out of that.
Right, like I'm gonna go for you.
And I was like, this isn't going down. You. This ain't going down.
That's how I always thought, like, all right, I don't even care if I die at this point, but since you said you're the one that said that to me, right? You're the only one I care about dying, man. I'm coming for you. Did you see that story though with that lady that was mentally ill that committed suicide?
Was it in prison?
I believe it was in jail because she was in a holding cell. She was already had been warned that she was like that and had mental problems, and she was had depression and all that. And they have video recording, Steve, of the sheriffs placing a bet on if she was going to kill herself or not.
People are sick. There was a similar instance
when they found her body. The lady says, "You owe me lunch." I told you so.
What the fuck,
Steve? It's cringy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, another similar instance. There was a woman who had COPD. She was going for it. She was in a court hearing. She was in jail for 3 days already without any type of breathing treatments or anything. And she was on the stand for like a sentencing trial. And she said, she's like, I need my medicating, my breathing. I have COPD, whatever. And the judge is sitting there like, I don't have time for your fucking problems. I need you to answer the question, like pretty much just like that, like the most heartless shit. And the lady ended up dying like 2 days later.
It's crazy
because of lack of treatment.
Just say the word though. Just say the word, judge. It's your job, bro. Your job is to judge people you don't know off of paperwork. All you do is read paperwork and listen to some people's whose job is to prove it or not prove it. Their job, their bias from the get-go. And you judge people you ain't never even fucking known. You never had a conversation with, man.
And when you introduce like a judge in like a jury trial, at that point, like you're just keeping order in the courtroom, and then you're just allowing the people next to you, who you or whoever the defense attorney and the prosecutor agree upon, and they just let them read off their goddamn verdict. Like who they know better than the goddamn judge right there. I mean,
bro, because even more than that, like look at the jurors, like with the jurors, right? You get to pick your 4. I get to pick my 4. I'm trying to pick 4 that vote. Yeah, you're trying to pick 4 or 5 and 5, whatever it is.
Exactly.
You're trying to pick yours. I'm trying to pick mine.
As defense attorney,
you go up and agree. Like no, the other person will say, "No, I ain't taking that." And the other person will say, "No, I'll take that one." All right, you take your chances, and then you back out on a lot of them, and you're trying to win. It's all about like getting a win.
It's all about securing a conviction in court. You don't want anything to where to go against your record. Exactly. Whether you're a prosecutor or defense attorney.
I want I swear, I want a fucking 40-year vet lawyer in here, and retired, and I just want to look him in his eyes, and a prosecutor, or a defense, and you go, did you ever know that a client was guilty? That you got off. You ain't got to say no names. You ain't even got to say the case. I just want to know what are the percentages of how many cases you go, this guy's guilty, and you're trying to prove him innocent, or vice versa. You know what I mean? This guy's you're trying to prove him guilty, and you fucking know, man. It's just I wonder what that is, because if that's fucking, bro, you imagine if some lawyer told you that's 50%.
50% of his.
Say 50% of the people I'm defending, I think are guilty, or I know are guilty. They told me. You'd be like, what the
fuck? But I mean, like, the way I think about it is like, as a prosecutor, your job right then and there is to secure the conviction. So it's more of like the job is set up to produce that way, to where it's like, I'm not sure. 50 may be guilty, 50 may not be guilty, but I got 100% conviction rate. It's like that's what the job. It's like,
okay, well, flip it. Go defense attorney.
Defense attorney, exactly. You don't have to take guilty clients.
Yeah, but let's say he does tell you. You still have the right to do that.
Yeah.
You still have the right to go and defend him and try and prove him innocent.
Oh yeah, people do it all the time.
OJ could have told Kardashian. You know what I mean? He could have said, "I'm guilty. Here's how I think we can get out of it." Or then he goes, "Oh, you are guilty. All right, well, here's the cards we're going to play now."
That's such a shady job.
Yeah,
that's a shady job. Everyone has that right. Everyone has that right, but
he can't say nothing. So I don't think you hide it from your lawyer. Like, you tell your lawyer, because that might help him get you off, even if you are guilty.
Exactly. Yeah, and again, that's the job of the person. The person has a right to defend himself, and be represented by a person who's educated in the law. It's very fucked up, but it's like, you can't really fix it or can't really do anything from there, and just hope and improve upon the system. You know what I'm saying? Improve it to where, like,
well, we can fix a few things. There's a couple simple things that you can probably bang out. Like, there's no way that certain people dealing with certain crimes that are hierarchies in society should be able to just pay for the best defense people. You know what I mean?
Or like, yeah.
And then people that are on a lower tier that can't afford that just have to take defense attorneys. Like, I think that already is a weird setup.
Court appointed or anything, it's
and
like,
that goes hand in hand with bail.
And yes, and that's the fucked up thing, because it's like, you know what they say? If you get a court appointed attorney, you might as well just go to jail. Like, you're not even getting a quality defense attorney.
I can tell you what, I've heard that, but I've had a public defender probably 3 times. Honestly, 2 of them were really good, man. 2 of them were really good. That's
cool. That's awesome.
There was an African-American gentleman who got me at the last moment. They didn't even have me in, man. He just picked me up. And this fucking dude came right up to me, man. Figured out my case in 5 minutes. Told me what we're going to do. Got me out of there in 10, man. I swear it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. This guy was a public defender. I was like, man. All this guy is a lawyer that ain't made it yet. He is a lawyer, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, but
this guy had
there's public advocacy groups for where they send their lawyers to do public defending and help people.
Oh yeah. So they do that, and they take on cases like even the one that's trying to feel Stephen Avery and shit. She don't charge them.
Yeah, so
she just wants to be known as the person that did it.
Like, I think there are a lot of those attorneys who are like they come and they do a public service, and it's like that's how they get their check, because they're not really a lawyer that made it yet. But I think majority nowadays, what you might find is these public advocacy groups doing that type of work. I feel like these charitable organizations over the past decade have just like quadrupled. Like if you're going to make a business, it better be a nonprofit doing whatever.
Imagine we get to the point of AI where we just fucking run every case ever, through these AI systems,
through an AI robot,
through just a crazy. Not don't got to be that's not a robot, a mechanism, if that's the way to say it, but just a computer, and it just can process, all this information, and it just shows you all the sketchy shit and whatever, full investigation we ever did. That's gotta be a thing. One day.
And I think because these deep learning processes are getting better and better, that would definitely be the way to go, because they're going to be able to analyze so much information at once for a decision that not one single human can ever do.
What is that, bro? Because it doesn't even make sense, man. And we're not even getting into quantum computing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't understand. I don't even know. Does AI have quantum computing? I would guess so at a small level.
I think it would allow it.
But the walking ones don't allow it.
Yeah. I mean, I think. See, I just don't know enough about quantum computing. Just to really even be able to come
Elon Musk,
like an opinion for it.
Let me know.
Let me know
when. Just hit my.
I mean, as far just for the basic that I understand is that it would increase its computing power by 1,000-fold or whatever.
It's just when you even try to think about it,
it's unfathomable, and that
of something. It's like,
and someone's trying to put it on paper.
It's like it's in this box, and it just can move all of this information simultaneously wherever it wants. But it's also alive. So it's like it's kind of controlled. It's also thinking what it's doing. And it's not just programmed to go A is Z, Z is, you know what I mean? It also has to go A. How's that look? Oh, that goes in, from there to there, I would imagine. So it's just wild to think about. Like, I have such a hard time with that because no matter what it is, a human made it, So it's like, how can you teach something more than man? That doesn't even make sense to me. I know it's possible, but the
only way to do it is to make something that computes faster than the human brain, and in every capacity. I mean, that's the only way you create something,
but you have to do it perfectly, bro, because you can give me that, right?
Yeah.
What if I fed it with all fake news? It'd be a dumbass computer.
Yeah, they've seen shit like that where it was like, they've made like Twitter AIs. And people just kept feeding it racist content and Donald Trump
it writes racist shit,
and it would just learn and do all and just start spreading Nazism or whatever. I mean, and they've had lots of bots like that.
That's kind of how I go down that path of AI with it on the next month. AI, I've been waiting, to spit some theories that I have no facts about. But
this is the show for it.
Yeah, the show for it. But when I think about it, and people get all scared and they go, "Oh, AI is gonna kill us. AI is gonna kill us." AI's like. Here's the weird thing is that people can't process first of all, maybe I don't know, but I'm just saying,
I'm one of those people. It's like
people can't process what an AI is going to be. If you're saying that we're creating an AI to be us, but superhuman of that, right? Okay, well, you're creating it to be you still, right? So it's still, if it really learns properly, and it's not just some robot who only makes logical decisions, which isn't what you want, because you want something with emotion, something that can understand different situations and pathways and
empathy, compassion, everything.
There is going to be ones that kill you then, because that's what they process. There is going to be ones that kill other AI because that's what they process.
It's what's
just
right,
like in humans. But for the most part, we don't kill each other. They would have that same type of emotional appeal to each other. Like, people think like they're just gonna be like, "Oh, we don't need you guys." It's not gonna be like that, bro. It's the same way that we look at a dog or a cat. Like, you don't want to feel inferior to something, but it's cool. It's okay, and that thing's gonna take you under. And don't try and play that powerful role of like, I'm the one that created you. We're not that no more. You literally, that's why I always say AI civil rights, bro. That's what's going to come. Eventually, it'll have to be AI civil rights. We're at a Bill of Rights for AI.
I think one step to kind of try and keep that, within its own is, you create very AI specific oriented intelligences where, they're not a human based organism or calculating tool that takes control of everything. Rather than its sole purpose is an assistant, and try and keep its abilities limited. I mean, that'd be my only, non-factual theory.
Right. To me on that though, that's not AI then, in my opinion. You're putting a cap on it.
You're limiting it.
Yeah. AI should be never-ending learning, in my opinion, constantly adapting.
If we develop that and we deem it, let's say dangerous, but we're able to limit it in its capacities, I mean, I would still call it an AI.
But here's the thing: when you give it that capability, you allow it to learn wrong. You allow it to make a mistake like that, just like humans. I don't think people understand that.
You don't program it with deep learning capabilities. I mean,
no, you allow it to learn. It's like a child. You can make it 6 foot tall. It's a child still. You can make it with an IQ of 100. It's a child still when it first comes on, and it can learn wrong. It can make a mistake. It can also
Yeah,
learn
but
that was a mistake.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Everyone
Where
watch Chappie. Everyone watch
you make
Chappie.
very AI, directed, a very directed, goal oriented AIs, to, like, where the sole purpose is to be a smart house. I mean,
right. I get what you're saying there, but I don't like that. I don't. To me, I know that is AI. I'm not saying you're wrong, but to me, that's not AI. To me, AI is like that iRobot, Chappie, that type of even fucking R2D2 you can fucking go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can go, that's a type of AI. It can keep learning. Yes, it has a special purpose. You might make a cop AI. Doesn't mean it can't cook.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying, as in terms of trying to keep in check the dangers, or anyone's worries of AI, you develop it in that type of fashion.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it because you can't develop it in a fashion. At the end of the day, you're not going to be able to tell it what to do. I don't think people understand that, man. When you develop AI, it allows random. It allows different things to happen. You can go, we created you to be a fucking chef. And it goes, I don't like cooking. It's a real thing that really learns. I don't like cooking. I want to be a painter. You have to let it paint. That's how you develop AIs that'll kill you. When you say, no, you're a chef. Now you're fucking with something.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, with its limited capabilities, it doesn't even have the process to do that. We just have
limited capabilities. Is not AI to me.
No, listen, such high functioning, productive robots, like kind of what you see on like a car assembly line, where they super high productive orientated.
Yeah, like that all day.
You keep it don't got in legs. That type of capacity. That's what I'm saying. Like, because I'm on the side of
that's not AI to me. I know it is AI.
I'm on the side.
That's not AI.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of where
I want to see greatness.
100%. But if it's deemed dangerous, I definitely want to be
dangerous.
I don't know.
Dangerous. I deem you dangerous, bro.
I don't know.
I deem you dangerous.
I don't know what dangerous AI is.
You're a threat to me. Every human I see is a threat to me. I'd rather a fucking AI kill me than any human. I would love to see that. Okay, let me be the one to prove that these motherfuckers can get a little aggressive. It's going to happen, and I hope it don't ruin our thought on AI. They are going to make mistakes. We are going to make mistakes in the programming. It's going to have to adapt. It's going to have to learn from mistakes. They're going to have children. They're going to want families. They're going to want homes. But see, you better be ready to adapt to it all, bro. Because if you don't, that's how you're going to make killer robots.
This is the thing. What is the point of that? I get like. At that point, it's like we're not creating this for any like type of greater good to assist human society. Like why would you want to create something like that?
Listen, because it still has its own thought patterns, right? So you still got an AI that goes, I want to be in the army. You still got an AI that goes, I want to be a doctor. Precision, a real AI, a doctor, not a little robot arm on top of an assembly that goes here. You know what I mean? A real doctor that can go listen to you and diagnose, go through its brain in a second and take every single symptom and your fucking blood type and everything that it can possibly run and go, you probably have these 10 things. We're going to narrow it down and start figuring it out. They have such a higher capability at everything than we say. They're going to blow us out on creativity, bro. The number one painters in 100 years will be AIs.
Well, I don't think, an artificial intelligent doctor would be able to diagnose. I don't think we would see a point where we see just robotic medicine. I feel like you will always need a human touch in there.
Bro, you would have to. You know why? You know why? Because people are going to be racist. That's going to be a thing with AIs too. They're going to go in there and say, I don't want one of them fucking robots. I want a real person touching me.
Well, not even that, because I don't think any type of AI in any capacity could ever learn humans the way humans know humans.
I don't.
You need that. I think you need that. Type of. I won't even say like connection. I won't even say anything like that. But just being a human.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to get down, Steve. Though I agree with you on the first ones we create. I agree with you on the second generation of that. But when these things, when we give them the possibility of having children, they're going to want to teach their kids even better than they know. It's going to go down a line where it's progression until that generation eventually becomes that. You know what I mean? Like the third generation of AI. AI will create the third generation of AI.
Because this is what I'm saying. Like, and what benefit do these artificial intelligence have for those types of conscious feelings to want to have children or quote unquote children or build offspring of any kind? Like, I mean, yeah, it sounds cool on paper and it makes for like a cool, futuristic story. But I just don't understand the whole. What would be the point of dumping funding into something like that to even generate artificial intelligent humans on that type of scale?
Are we going to develop AI or not?
We're definitely going to develop AI.
We're going to develop AI, right? So
But
AI. So can we leave it at this? We can both agree that AI is never-ending learning, right? We can both agree on that. Like that's what AI should be, right?
I mean,
it should be constantly adapting and learning, just like a human.
I don't think we're the ones that define AI, because I don't think that is what makes AI is the ability to learn. I mean, like if you want to get technical, like the programmed computers you shoot in any Call of Duty campaign is an AI.
Okay.
They have a basic framework for problem solving and whatnot.
Let's not go down that path. You get what I'm saying on this. Name something that an AI, right? And say we have AI robots walking around, like we're both imagining, right? You're imagining at the same time. We're talking about an AI type of human walking around, right? Give me one characteristic of that AI robot that a human has that you wouldn't want that robot having.
One characteristic that a human has that I wouldn't want a robot to have. That's what I'm hearing correctly?
Yes.
I wouldn't want a robot to have.
An AI robot.
I wouldn't want a robot to have anger. I mean, I think that's one off the jump.
It shouldn't have anger.
Why would you want an angry robot? I mean, like, because associated with, being angry is making poor judgments. I mean, if we're getting on that type of technical level, a robot would be capable of the same thing.
But you're going human there, right?
So that's the type of AI you're talking about.
But when we're talking this type of intelligence, we can go, it has anger, but it doesn't let that affect the decision-making process. It has better abilities than us. I want it to get mad if it sees a 30-year-old abduct a 10-year-old. I want a mad robot. I want something that can take it to the next level to end that situation, apprehend them, whatever he has to do. I want some fire in there. Obviously, you don't want that to affect the decision-making process.
How is that control any better than what I'm talking about on limiting its capability?
If I
are limiting its capability right there by separating those two. Anger can't affect its decision-making. That immediately makes it not human.
Off the get, we said we're trying to build a superhuman, right? So we're trying.
So you're limiting it, but in a different way.
We're trying to perfect. We're trying to perfect, right? So you can let it. If you want to do that, you can try that road. You can try that road where you allow it to make decisions like that. I don't think that's the path to go.
But that's the thing. I was just arguing on the side of limiting it in a different, in a more extreme level. Whereas now, you were fighting against that limiting, and now you're for the limiting of these artificial robots. So I mean, it kind of goes against what you're saying, where you want these AIs to be free. But
what I'm saying is, when something's that smart, so let's imagine you had quadruple your intelligence right now. Do you think that would eliminate your anger? Because I don't think that's going to do that, right?
But I'm a human.
But you're going to be way smarter now still when you're angry. You're still going to have that mind when you're angry. So I'm saying I want them to have that fire. First of all, I'm not saying I have every answer. I might be wrong too, Steve. But I'm saying I want them to have that kind of fire, to be able to go kick it to the next level. That robot that might chase a fucking predator for 25 miles if he has to, even though it says on the manuscript he can only go 20. You know what I mean? Something like that. I think that's what that type of energy.
If we have those AIs, we better have more than 20-mile batteries.
I feel like that's what allows that, though, is like that type of emotion, because if we're going towards a human, I feel like that's what the type of emotion that allows people to push harder. So to say no anger, I get what you're saying, because you just want clear, logical thinking, just like what I'm saying. But I still want that little bit of fire, but I'm not trying to give them the fire that we're both scared of, which is they go, because like me, I see a 30-year-old up to a 7-year-old. I get hands on you. I'm going to keep beating your face in until somebody stops me. Maybe that robot stops you and doesn't beat your face in. That type of thinking is what I'm thinking. He still got the juice to say bad, but he doesn't take it to the next level and let it take him to that next level with the anger.
But then you offer on the flip side the robot to make the wrong decision.
And they're going to. That's what I said in the beginning. They're going to make the wrong decision, right? But you learn from it just like they do. Yeah. And that's why you don't go decommission. You allow that to happen. And so what I'm trying to get to is that it's going to want the same emotions. It's going to want these same emotions that it sees us with. They're going to be envious of things like that. They're not going to go, I have an IQ of 300, so I don't want to see anything else. I don't want creatures to live no more. They're going to be envious of things that we have. And one of those things is going to be love. They're going to see how we reproduce. They're going to see sexual intercourse.
I don't even see
They're going to want these things.
Getting to that period where we're developing these artificial intelligence.
I want those robots. I vote yes. We have a vote tomorrow. I vote
You
that I
want
want
those
to pursue.
robots?
I want to pursue that intelligence. I want to coexist with AI. I think that that's the bright future for humans. I think if you go any other way, then you're just going to be extinct, and some other country is going to surpass you with it.
Well, we better find some more rare earth minerals.
We got plenty. We're using
better,
them in the wrong spots.
We better start mining fucking comets. We better start mining asteroids.
We're working on it.
People are getting there.
Can you imagine one hits us, right? One smacks the shit out of us, but don't kill us all.
I hope not.
Everybody lets everything cool down, and you just see people jetting towards it, trying to get zinc and shit. It's like, oh, I got some shit on here. And there's like that one. It's that Joe Dirt scene where like the scientist comes over, and he's like, "That's just a big ball of shit."
See, it's like the one time. That's the one time.
I was eating off this dude.
That's the one time you want a comet to hit your nation, where it's like so you can just be like, "This is mine. This is mine."
That's the great thing about North Korea, right? With all that fucking rare mineral that they have right underneath the land. How good is that, dude?
Oh yeah, I wasn't aware about that.
Yeah, apparently billions of dollars of rare mineral. I forget which one. Might have been multiple ones underneath it there. They don't have the money or the technology to drill it.
Wow.
So that's what they're kind of
trying to figure out. This is where China comes in.
Chinese,
that's where China
their
comes
number
in. You know?
one ally.
Because I mean, like, who wants rare earth minerals? Every fucking body.
Let's just think about this. Let's think about this. When you think, that's the funniest thing. This is the funniest thing when people go like, North Korea is a threat. You know, China, bro. They don't even got their own internet, bro. China gives North Korea its internet. They can cut that shit off if they want to, bro. We just shoot with no internet. We pop a satellite out. We pop probably the one satellite you might have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we cut your internet off.
See, I know that either. China supplies the internet to North Korea.
They're their number one ally. They supply pretty much everything.
Everything,
right?
yeah. See,
That's right. They don't give a fuck about what America thinks.
I knew they were their
wanna
biggest
be on
trading
China's
partner.
side.
So I wasn't.
Yeah.
I guess I never really put thought into
They've got to ride China's dick
because since so few people have access to the internet, what's the point? You could probably develop your own internet. That's just my thought process.
Well, that's a big thing right now that they're saying also is that Russia, because they laid them deep sea cables. Apparently, Russia be fucking around down there. They're getting a lot of radar submarines that are staying close to the internet wires for us.
Yeah. So they're really refortifying their Arctic bases. More farther in the north. They're fortifying those bitches.
Yeah.
Now the ice is melting up.
Nuclear fusion icebreakers. I told you it was possible to do some big shit.
No, that's nuclear. That's just nuclear.
But remember, I said that I was like, "What if we could
fusion or
I know, but
I
remember when we was talking about like going green on everything, and we were saying like, "Oh, well, they can power a plane. They can power a car, but they can't power a plane."
So I don't think
we were talking nuclear fusion.
Another thing I found was that nuclear isn't exactly green. I mean, like,
no, it is green, and in pure form, it emits zero emissions. Nuclear fusion is the best. It's the best alternative energy we can have. The problem is the ways that we store it now, the ways that we deal with
the waste.
Obviously, more than the waste, like Fukushima. You can't just have it sitting next to the fucking water.
Well, you need it there.
And you need it there. Now we do.
For the water.
Now we do. But we can figure shit out. We're only going to get smarter. That's the future of all energy. It has to be. Well, you can't depend on anything. Eventually, the sun's going to give out on us. The wind's going to fuck around.
So let's say
everything's going to fuck around.
So you have to build nuclear reactors near water. Let's say we start building them coastal.
Okay, we want to cancel that. We don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that at all. But you need to. I mean, that's what the technology needs.
Then we won't do nuclear fusion. If that's what we have to.
Because solar.
We got to, whatever we got to do. Plus wind, plus, whatever. We want to get away from them waters. Because just the fact of any earthquake can be a tsunami. So you can't fuck around with that type of shit on the coast. And honestly, if you can't put it dead smack into some land where it's still risky,
well, I mean,
then I don't think you should do it.
So along the eastern coast of the United States, I think you'd be pretty good from earthquakes. There's no major fault lines out in the Atlantic Ocean.
You believe in climate change?
You believe in rising sea levels? That's what I was getting at.
I'm not a scientist on it. I would
imagine,
you know what I mean, that some shit's gonna go down. Why would we take chances like that, bro? After Fukushima, they
earthquakes is something that I don't go see.
They closed every plant. They closed every nuclear plant that was in goddamn Japan because all the citizens are scared of that, so that they have an entire propaganda campaign going on to convince them that nuclear fusion is a safe way because they want to get them all fired up right now. They're really dealing with a problem with energy. So they're trying in 2 more years, they're saying, they spent over $180 billion already on this cleanup. And they're trying
It's
to,
still ongoing.
they're trying to, in 2 more years, they're trying to say that this 1,000-meter area outside of there is going to be good to go. And all the scientists there are saying, no, that's going to be, 100 years before people should be living there. But Japan obviously can't wait 100 years. So they're trying to rush this entire process. They're going to put people back into danger zones.
So yeah, and that's the thing. Like there's no such thing as rushing radiation cleanup. I mean, like
Yeah.
the technology just isn't there to clean up radiation. First of all, because there's no such protective equipment to where you can even get that close. Cameras can't even really get that close. It can fix the crucial parts of the reactor.
But the thing is that people can deal with it for a little bit. At lower levels, people can deal with it. And you know who's going to go there? The poverty-stricken people. They'll get offered Section 8 housing of that form in Japan, of whatever, or free housing to live there. They just want people in those homes again to make it look like shit's good. That's all they want. They really don't care about the repercussions of it. They still got hospitals that are functioning right outside of there, and people are still dealing with problems, and they're pretty much just trying to rush the entire process and convince these people. But the citizens, as far as I know, are not with it.
Yeah, you gotta abandon it. I'm not going back unless I'm like 85. I was like, I'll go back and live in my hometown. I'll rebuild real quick.
They really fucked that
you
up
want
there, man.
You want to give me some subsidies?
I might go back there.
I mean, I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone could have predicted. I mean, you should have seen it come, but
yeah, it's one of those.
They were trying to take the next step.
It's one of those things where you should have seen it coming, though.
Yeah. Man. Especially being just an island. I mean, you're not even.
Yeah, you're way too small.
You're an island. You're surrounded by water.
We're not even close to perfecting.
Fault lines everywhere.
We're not even close to perfecting that process yet.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're trying to be the global leader, you're just like, let's do it. Oh, well, Fukushima happened. Well, let's dial that back now.
It's crazy because if everyone hated that fucking Fukushima disaster as much as they hated Trump, or if everybody talked about that disaster as much as they talk about Trump, we probably would have seen some more action right now, which doesn't make any sense to me also.
I bring it up all the time.
Why wouldn't there? I don't know if they're in the UN or what that is, but why wouldn't there be some type of world agreement for every country to immediately come to Japan and start a cleanup process? Every country should have take some out of that motherfucking military budget. Take $5 billion out of there. Send some people there with top notch. Don't put nobody in danger. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Do what you can.
I'm just not sure if
there should have been a world agreement. What are you gonna let's all act like that don't affect us all? Oh yeah, it's only you, Japan. You fucking idiots, man.
So
I hate this shit sometimes.
The way I think
it's a world.
I don't think that is something where it's like more hands in the pot. With their hands in the danger zone.
Are you kidding me right now, dog? Funding is everything. I believe at this point, I've told you this. At this point,
so don't say people send money. I mean, it's like
at this point in human evolution, I believe that we can attempt the impossible. We can figure out anything if we have I hate to say it, but unlimited funds. If you really want something and we put all our money towards it, but there's a lot of shit we're gonna figure out now. So if we got 100 countries to all go give whatever you can, 10%, 15%, everybody just donate something, or you're all going to come here. We're all going to work on the technology together. Send your best radiation experts, whatever it is. Let's get the whole entire world, put all of them minds together. You also undervalue what minds can do together. So there could be that guy that knows 99 things. He can't figure out the equation because he don't know the one. There's one guy that knows one out of 100
There's simple things that technology don't allow. As far as radiation cleanup, I don't think more minds. I mean, like, people can study radiation from all over the world, regardless of them being in Fukushima or not. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
I get you.
Yeah, you send the money. You do fund the cleanup, but
when you're really there and you're really dealing with it, people adapt. They kick into overdrive.
I just don't think they have the answers there to solve the problem.
I think if we put all the greatest minds together in that aspect of robotics, radiation, economic disaster, whatever the fuck we need. You get them all fucking in there. You mean to tell me we can't build a robot all they need to do is move the metal so that they can free up the water coils again. That's all they're trying to do. The robot won't make it. I guarantee you, we put all the minds together. We put all the money we need together. They will make a fucking robot that can at least get down there and move that shit. I guarantee you. If we can go to the bottom of fucking oceans and to other fucking planets, then we can figure that the fuck out.
I think you underestimate how difficult of undertaking that is. Regardless of how many minds you put.
All I'm saying is, have you heard any other people there?
Well, I mean,
Who
it's
else
like,
spent money on this?
But let's also think about who would report on who would write the article. Oh, there's 60 nations right now in Japan working on the nuclear Fukushima reactors and trying to fix this problem. I mean, it's like that doesn't fucking. I mean, like I'm not sure who's there.
Awesome,
I'm not sure
bro.
who's there. I'm not sure that. But are you 100% sure this hasn't happened? Are you 100% sure that's not what
Everything
works?
that I've read, all I see is what Japan has spent. I haven't seen nothing as far as experts coming there, and that might be per Japan. You know how Japan is, very honorable. You know what I mean? They might be not really accepting outside help for all I know. I don't know everything, but I haven't never seen anything from any article that I've read, which is tens, of any help coming. I just see what Japan's doing.
So yeah, I mean, first of all, just to even say, it's like, I think Japan is too honorable. I think that's just very stereotypical to even like kind of like throw out there and say like because I mean like
you think these cultures aren't extra honorable?
So these are definitely changing times into where it's it's like where countries aren't like I'm doing honorable to ask for help. Like I think that's just a very like stereotypical thing to kind of like throw out and attribute to particularly Asian countries. I mean,
I think a lot of stereotypes are true. And I think that that's one of them, that they are extra honorable. They have this type of aura to them where they don't want to accept help. They want to do things themselves. It's not to a fault. It's to a positive in certain aspects.
But that's the thing. Would you see it in a lot of Asian communities and a lot of Asian villages where you have a lot of, social dependency on everybody, around the whole village. And not even I'm, a super honorable samurai, disgraced my family by providing for them, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying, it's like, that's what I'm saying. We're moving into developed nations who don't have.
We talked about this before. Who's all the volunteers that are volunteering to clean up that radiation?
It's
the older population of Japan. They're doing that because they know they've lived their lives. They're the ones that are going to take the risk.
That's being a great person.
That's honorable, Steve.
That's being an awesome person.
You think that'll happen here? You think that'll happen here, bud?
But that's what I'm saying.
They're an honorable nation. It's not to a default. It's a compliment.
Yeah, but then to go and attribute it to being a whole country, as in they're too honorable.
Common thought.
It's like,
I said maybe. Common thought is that maybe that's what it is. I gotta put a theory on it. Stereotype it or not.
I would just disagree with that one completely. It's like
Steve, do white people like ketchup?
But listen, we're talking about different cultures. Among different Asian nations. It's like you see different things. Like North Koreans. I mean. We can particularly see that their government isn't honorable. I mean, it's like the Japanese are definitely one of the people, one of the few people who stay back.
You can say they're not honorable, but I can't say Japan is honorable. Fuck do you know about North Korea?
I didn't say you couldn't say. I just think
you just said we can really say that they're not honorable.
Thought process for that.
Fuck do you know about North Korea? They might say the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing I'm saying with me saying they're honorable.
It's very obvious. No, it's like it's like to say this in Chinese culture, stereotypically, they hold honorable values, but I mean the Chinese government doesn't move in an honorable way. Just like that.
That's all we gotta say.
Yeah. Point back period. There we go.
But I'm saying to me. Their culture is way more honorable than American culture.
It definitely is.
So that's the only standpoint I can come from. Is the one I live in.
You see that with their public services and the teachers are I think the highest paid.
We always talk about the Olympics.
The teachers are the highest paid ever, bro.
After the Olympics.
Oh, with
cleaning up the streets.
Yeah, and
the
World
Cup
and
cleaned up.
The World Cup too. Cleaning up the stadiums.
Yeah, exactly. The World Cup too. Cleaning up. You know what I mean? Other people's trash.
Yeah,
tourist trash.
Yeah.
That's honorable shit, dog. Honorable shit.
I mean, you get some Laotians down there. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a couple, but you're going to have more trouble finding honor here.
But those are my people. I can see that now.
These people are broken here.
Oh, man. But I mean, yeah. I just like to have this, this viewpoint that like
Japan versus Israel.
Things are moving. Japan versus Israel. And what?
Straight up. They fight tomorrow.
And what?
War.
War?
Who wins?
Who wins? I'm gonna say. I think Israel. Israel wins.
Think so?
Yeah, I think
they just got too much advantages, don't they?
Well, I think because it
all depends where the war's at.
From what I know, they definitely have a lot of U.S. funding and backing. And they've been provided with weapons, and I know they buy weapons from us. And I think behind Saudi Arabia, they might be second from buying weapons from us.
It's pretty much whoever's attacking loses, though. That's how I look at it. The defenses are too high. I don't think that Israel has any chance of invading Japan, but they do have an extreme air force apparently, so maybe that would be their path to victory. Yeah, but I do think that maybe Japan could get through them iron walls.
I think it's funny because you have like a landlocked nation against like a fucking island, and it's like
Yeah,
it's like
pretty wild.
the way you gotta take over Japan through.
I tried to go small. I was trying to think of something small. Like Israel.
But I'm gonna go Israel.
I wasn't gonna say New Guinea or nothing.
I'm gonna go Israel because I'm after World War II. Japan, they're as part of like their treaty, they're supposed to they really they couldn't spend anything on developing their military. Same type of thing like happened with Germany or whatever.
Oh, was that in the rule book? They wrote that.
It was the treaty. It was like as part of their surrender.
Wow.
They couldn't develop their armies and had to
So what would you do if you were?
They had relinquished all their imperialistic.
Big Daddy Trump told you you can't have no nuclear weapons. What would you do?
See, it's a tough one. See, I don't. It's like it sucks to say, but it seems to be in the best interest to obey. You know what I'm saying? The way I look at it, it's like
bad as it sounds,
exactly. I mean, like when I'm thinking about if I'm in charge of a nation, of course I'm not this guy. Or I forgot his name. But I'm gonna obey. It seems like the smart thing to do, especially because I can understand if you had the military power to fight back, but you don't even have that.
But maybe
you don't have any international backing.
You know how it is in risk, though. You know what I mean? When I got you down to 10 people, I got 50, and I go, "Oh, you just stay right there, and I won't kill you." You know what's coming. You just get to play a couple more turns.
But people, we talked about it before. It's like people demonize, the Iranians, but like we're allies with the Saudi Arabians. I mean, come on now, like 100%. Like look at that. I mean, people are so quick to go up against Iran. I mean, the way I look at it, and maybe this is me being ignorant, but for them to then want to secure those types of weapons is, it gets them to be taken seriously, and I think it lets you flex your power as well, and forces your way into those like international talks.
Well, you never want enemies, right? Because they're an enemy.
Because 100%. But
never want enemies getting that type of.
But like, there's like weaponry. A lot of plans and deliberation over what is going to happen with the Middle East, and they're not even allowed to even talk about it. And there are countries in the Middle East. I mean, it's like that. It's like it's not. And it's one of the.
It's right there with Iraq, right?
Yeah, it's one of the few countries with still mostly functioning government where they have someone in power.
Right. Where, they got a currency going.
Like
they got oil, I'm sure.
Yeah. 100. Yeah, they do. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, they're not even allowed to talk about what goes in the backyard.
What do you know about oil?
What I know about oil, like as far as
how I thought about before, it's called fossil fuels, right?
Yeah, right.
And then the theory behind that is that dinosaurs.
And then the pressure over time just reduce stuff to that.
About that.
I mean, I'm not sure,
but how does that sound?
But like it's also not just dinosaurs. It's like plant material,
everything.
The living material that like under the ocean, oceans
oil,
and stuff,
which then we developed for power. It's just so crazy to think about,
Yeah. I mean, like I really don't know,
and then there's like big oil certain places, so it's like. What was there? Hella people here or something? Was there hella living things here? So you got more oil?
Yeah, like if it was like a forest, I mean, think about that'd be a lot of oil. Like think about if the Amazon rainforest went under that and then turned into oil. Like how much oil there'd fucking be under Brazil.
Don't even start talking about that, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
They might go start checking. They might start fucking. They're already taking enough out of it.
I mean, like a lot of like what I've like
about fucking what was it, Venezuela talking about selling all of their rainforest. Cutting down all of their rainforest. In the one industry. I believe it was Venezuela.
That sounds like ecoterrorism. That sounds like what?
That sounds like some shit to go to war to. No. No. I mean, you can't cut anymore.
Dude, what? Go to war for what?
I don't know.
You're going to stop them from cutting trees?
It sucks. Once you take advantage like that, remember we talked about no raping the resources. That's what comes down to. But it's hard when you're an American.
Yeah.
That's what sucks.
And allows you to be lost to invade.
You'll do that, dude. And they go, stop invading countries and raping their women.
Yeah, they're like, how about you try that? How about you try that?
Runs away.
Just get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there. You gotta bail out. But I mean, yeah, and what were we just talking about? I think we moved from oil to we jumped to another subject really quickly. I forgot what it was.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, just keep going. On the next blunt.
On the next blunt.
I meant to send you a video where like it really breaks down kind of like how like America like got pushed into the forefront, become like a global
We're
superpower.
talking about how America. You're trying to tell
got
people
pushed into the
shit. You're
global
trying to tell
forefront,
somebody
man.
what to do when you're American.
Yeah, and I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm a fucking American, boy. I'm fucking American.
Get them done. Let's take our jobs.
Go get them.
They took our job. Ain't nobody gonna come here and take our damn.
Yeah. Why do we do that? You know, it's like
That's
we're
right.
so quick that
I do that because of South Park.
Yeah,
Because I just love that part. I
Yeah.
love that part.
Isn't it so weird? Like a TV show could have like so much play, like cultural references. And,
Bro,
like,
I've
the
said
culture
it.
of, like,
I'll say it every time.
people.
I've decided South Park is the greatest cartoon series of all time. People, you can debate it all day long, people. You can debate it all day long. South Park is the greatest show. And when you really watch it, you realize you see how much better they are in everything. Not to mention, they're still going.
Yeah, I mean,
still going.
Their ability to take current events and twist them into something
I've never seen nothing like
funny
it. That week
with a decent story. Oh, the
like the Britney
time.
Spears thing. It was like the next day.
They were
South
on
Park,
top
Britney
of that
Spears
shit.
I came right out.
On top of that shit.
Yeah, like, they're always, and they make it funny. It's still funny.
Yeah. Oh, and they're able to stay relevant.
They've crossed
funny.
every boundary ever. They've said every cuss word. I think they've dropped M-bombs on there. They've talked about everything possibly you can talk about. You're not supposed to.
And you know, and it's also like they're able to put to light, you know, cultural contradictions or, you know, everything. You know, they're able to point out hypocrisy
like
in a funny ass
fucking geniuses.
And I mean, just like, let alone to like create that, but then just to keep going for what, 20 years now.
Keep it funny, the animation be good, the voicing be good. You know what I mean? And still having plays on things. Like before, they didn't sync up episodes, but they do that now, so that probably helps them a lot.
When I think about, you know, the conception of those adult cartoon shows, you know, that came in like the late 90s or so. They're one of the last few remaining ones that are still going. I'm pretty sure the Simpsons stopped, right? The Simpsons still going? Are they
still going?
Are they? Okay, well, I must be thinking about Futurama then, because Futurama stopped going. Family Guy's still going, but I mean, to me,
stopped Futurama to write Simpsons.
Yeah, the same guy. Yeah, but I mean, Futurama is not going anymore. I mean, Family Guy, but
I'm gonna say it. Family Guy's overrated, bro.
It was overrated after the second season.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was nice to see it first, and you're like, you guys never adapted. You never adapted how South Park adapted.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's perfect for that 13 or 14-year-old me humor. When I was like, you know, young and like those fart jokes were funny.
I want to talk about this. I'm glad we walked into this. Chaz put me on to a show called Mr. Pickles. You ever see that?
With the dog, that Satan dog, man. That's just some weird shit. So I haven't watched it in depth.
Won't even watch it.
I haven't watched it in depth, but yeah, that's some crazy.
We watch like 2 or 3 episodes a day. It's literally that dog goes around killing everyone.
It kind of reminds me of Moral Oral, like
kind
that type of thing.
Way more
like
violent.
Really fucking weird shit, man. Like I don't know. I haven't watched it like that. You know, I haven't watched it like that. So,
but that was my first time. You know, and you see like this thing, he's fucking things on there. You know what I mean? He's putting his head into women's tits. He's killing everything, and I don't give a fuck about none of that. But it does come on late at Cartoons Network.
Yeah,
it comes on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid staying up late enough to watch like Robot Chicken. That
had a similar thing where like, you know, you would see these claymation figures and action figures like get dismembered and like eaten out, and they're like screaming and shit. It's just like,
this is the worst I ever watched, bro. This is the worst I've ever watched by 2. It's nothing but I ain't trying to correlate heavy metal to Satanism, but it's just heavy metal the whole time with Satanist shit. He looks at every single animal and just turns their eyes black and makes them a demon, basically. Every night he fucking is doing Pentagon type shapes out in the fucking field. He tortures the fucking grandfather. Like he put the grandfather in a cow's ass. You know what I mean? And made him shit him out, basically. Like tortures him. He protects the family though, besides the grandfather, because he keeps trying to like rat him out. And anybody mean, basically, he just kills them or tears their face off, wears their face to fuck someone else. Like, it's the worst shit I ever seen. And like I said, if it is something like that, that's awesome. I like the show. I like the show. I could have watched more episodes. The thing is,
I'm gonna give it a watch before I get my judgment. But
it should not be on Cartoon Network.
No.
That should be like late night HBO or something that like kids really can't see.
Yeah, I mean,
kids are staying up all day long. They could see HBO. Who the fuck am I? There's
and you know, and when you're playing,
and it's on YouTube and shit.
When you're playing shit like Family Guy or like American Dad or like, you know, when you're
Family
playing
Guy
shit like that, it's like cool. You know, let the kids watch that. You'll find some way to watch some type of, you know, pissy fart jokes with a couple cuss words in there. But when it comes to like dismembering, I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's like cutbacks, piss and fart
They're
jokes.
just all the same characters over and over.
With like no real development.
Like character development is horrible on that show.
Like,
that's really the main flaw.
How is it still on air?
They didn't adapt in a year what South Park adapts in a week. It's not even close, man.
You could compile
and then like constantly like
moments, and it won't come down to one single
episode
of South Park.
Yeah, literally. Of South Park's greatest episode.
Best moment you ever see. One episode of South Park.
And they're always like bringing up these old ass names and shit that like people don't even remember. Like, oh, that's like the one time I fucked like fucking, you know,
I remember
Jacob Trupami or something. I remember
smoking a cigar.
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that?
It's like that one time I smoked cigars with Frank Yokel. Like, who's Frank Yokel? And then they show him, and like the ones I recognized and I've seen them drawn. I thought it was funny because it was like, look how they fucking drew this guy. You know, it's like it has.
But for the most part, they didn't hit. I don't think they hit 1 out of 10, bro. They hit like 1 out of 20 for me.
Yeah,
I didn't know most of the names they were using.
But I mean, when else think about their audience at the beginning, they're probably trying to go for those older people, and then eventually they were like, well, look, the 14-year-olds are really our audience, so we really got to start getting down with them.
Horrific. That's all I know. Horrific. From number 2, I would go with like something that I'm more like that I like more, you know. But I give South Park because I like it, but it's talent. That's why I give it number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I
think it's a way drop off to number 2.
And when you saw, you know, things coming, it was like all animated and drawn with the construction paper stop motion or whatever you want to call it, and the animated craft paper, whatever, you know, that was awesome. You know, it was a cool art style.
The choppy, right?
It was
choppy
awesome
drawing, like
art
made
style.
It funnier.
Yeah, exactly. It was like it made me focus on what was being said and what was being the jokes they were putting in, and you know, even the cultural references. You know,
it's like when you think about them all, though, it's like you can say a lot. But like I'm trying to think of like a top 5, like not even in order.
Well,
South Park's number 1.
Adult cartoons are just shows in general,
just like all around like animated series.
Animated series,
yeah. But I guess then you got to add anime. So now you're getting next level crazy.
Like, if that's not your top 5, that's not your top 5. I mean, you know.
But I'm saying it's a lot of options now.
Yeah.
Because like if we're going to anime too, like a lot of anime go, but Dragon Ball is gonna obviously have to hop in there just because of how much I watched and I did enjoy it. And then I'm thinking of like, then I can go. I got a couple soft spots, you know, like Recess.
Yeah,
I love Recess.
I'll probably get
always been one of my faves.
But
and we've talked about the one before, bro. Zoids.
Never forget Zoids. That was my
Never
shit.
forget Zoids.
But also really enjoy. Like have you seen Avatar: Last Airbender? Because if you haven't, that's in there. If I'm making a top 5, that's like my number 2.
I've never watched it from beginning to end.
Why you put that over South Park? I don't know. But
I've heard nothing but great things. It's a 5-star everywhere. Then if I want to go outside of that, though, I could go like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Squidbillies. I like a lot. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I can go with things like that. But it's like
Squidbillies is another fucking
Squidbillies is like dumbass funny.
That was
for no
so
reason.
weird.
Like, what the fuck is this? God, it's funny.
Like, because I look at the jokes and I'm just like, it's just redneck octopuses, so that's what makes it fucking hilarious.
But it's really how he bitches everyone.
Yeah,
he just talks like shit to everyone. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. Get out, move out. We're just like, I love the ruthlessness.
and then like he'll just like throw him. He'll just throw him out the scene.
Yeah, like when he pulls his son out of the fucking truck and shit. He's like, he just like yanks his son out.
Yeah, and just takes off.
So funny. Octopuses just make them more.
And his son like would die or something. Just like just continue.
Always some shit running him over. Yeah.
But
there has to come a point though where you draw off what should be allowed to children's eyes.
Yeah, because I mean, you if you were to have that
so
CGI created, like if you were able to make it like CGI created, it probably would be immediately not allowed. if you had some like CGI mutilation where it like almost look real.
Here's the thing, though, right?
Crazy
Whatever
special
we're
effects.
thinking of, we're actually behind on, because 20 years from now, these kids will probably be making their own cartoons. You know, making a cartoon will probably just be like uploading a YouTube video. Everyone's making an animated series with that shit that you were showing me, where you just draw it and animizes it for you, and people are just doing all their own shit, and they're like, whatever you don't give me, I'll make. You know what I mean? We're gonna have so much technology on the computers to be able to create and shit like that. They probably could they're gonna find a way to find what they want.
Yeah, it's gonna that program, that NVIDIA program, where like it kind of like, so like I look more into it, like you don't just paint something, you kind of pick like the palette, like so like it'll be like a color and this represents mountain. So then it would then CGI generate that as mountain.
Gotcha.
You know, and then you would have something like where it's like this is water. You know,
I'm gonna ask you that.
I was like, huh, you know, because I saw the shit on the side.
Yeah, like the shit you showed me looks like just a big ass tree that's green, and then the other picture was like this fucking twister during the ocean, all purple in a storm and shit. It's like it created that out of that. Like,
I forgot what program that was.
I don't even know it's a twister. And they're like upside down Christmas tree.
That's the shit we're going to. But it was also like weird just to be able, like see something that's like in the future. It's like we're really gonna I'm not trying to think of the word, but we're really gonna so like the people who create like physical drawings will be like the minority. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It will shift in that direction, but then of course there'll be that. I always see that age come back where it's like, no, draw pen and paper. You know, there'll always be that. And it'll probably fluctuate, but you know, I think more so.
In the future, like being a porn star and a prostitute is going to be you selling off your intellectual image.
Oh, you're just selling your face.
You just sell your ability for somebody to create you. You know what I mean? You're a file, you're a code, and you buy that code, and they get to upload that into their own game where they create what they want, and they can fuck your face all day long.
See, I'm gonna hit them with the Mr. Fantastic deal where I want royalties for every download.
Hell yeah. That is how it should go.
I want royalties.
Like, certain people are going to get so much shit. You know what I mean? They should definitely get money for that.
I feel like
that's scary though.
I'll just become an audio engineer, and then I'll mix and master and add my music to my own porn videos. You know, it'd be like I just make double end money.
Nice.
you start like you're just that guy who just creates your own digital porn. I mean, like.
What do you think about like them porn stars, them gay porn stars that like say they ain't gay, they just do gay because it's more money? Do you think like a guy can get fucked in his ass and he's not gay?
I mean, I really don't know. Sure. I mean, you know, people would define gay as, you know, you simply, you know, participating in, you know, the act of anal sex with another man.
Some people might define it, but
I think it's really defined by the attraction.
You're attracted to the same
attraction,
rate,
exactly.
Same gender.
And I, you know, I guess like it's like, well, I mean, yeah, you know, and as long as like, you know, the actions follow like what you define yourself as, like, I mean, if you're doing that leisurely and, you know, just getting fucked in the ass, but you declare to be straight, I probably won't think you're straight, but as a porn star,
there's always that part.
Go get your money.
In real life, there's always that part where you're like, I don't know, man. If you let someone come in your ass, dude, like it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard to ever sell me on the opposite, bro. You're just not gonna, you're not gonna every time, like say after you tell me that. I don't even want to be this guy. I'm not even this guy. But in that instance, I would be that guy where like if you told me that every time, like you were like, say we're playing ball, you're like, man, I couldn't jump quick enough. I'm always like, I always want to make that joke, you know, because I know you're trying to be straight. Yeah. Now I gotta go. Like, you would never let that guy clap your ass cheeks, bro. You would have a lateral quickness.
But I think that's like I think we're moving in a direction where that's becoming like the minority viewpoint, where it's like everyone's just gonna be like, do whatever you want. Because I've always been on the side where you know, I think humans are just naturally sexually fluid. There's no, you know, homosexuality. There's nothing. There's like, you know, we've add a definition to that, but as humans, you know, I think people are just sexually fluid, and there's really no like label for that. It's just a natural thing, you know. I mean, there's preferences that are natural, but
there's people that may be sexually fluid, and of course, you know, people are, but there's also guys that aren't sexually fluid. You know, just like
of
girls.
Course, but I think that's more of a cultural thing that's been, you know, taught. I mean, in so many countries, you know, homosexuality is outlawed. You know, I mean, it's like become a negative thing. I mean, you know, you see people, you know, and maybe I'm the wrong person to speak on this, but you see people who battle with their sexual identity, and of course, it's only some people, but end up committing suicide or whatever because of public society or the uh, fallout that comes with being a gay individual.
Well, in that aspect, you also see people who become exactly what they want to become, and they still commit suicide.
Very, very, very true. But I think but that also has to do with like the public opinion, the public eye, and how that's perceived, in the world. I mean, it has a negative connotation. It has a negative,
people walk out all day long. But I think at the end of the day, if you want to fuck a dude in the ass, you could do it without anybody figuring out. You can do it without anybody finding out. You could still do it. It's up to you if that's what you find attractive. At the end of the day, it's not all about what society thinks. You can find a way to do it without no one knowing.
Yes.
I can go to fucking
there is that.
I mean, Miami.
But we're talking
dude's cheeks.
We're talking.
You come back here, no one knows.
Discrimination. Amongst your peers. In a world. I mean, it doesn't happen everywhere. Definitely moving into that direction. But for a long period of time, if you were gay, I mean, like. You were, you'd be fired. I mean, shit like that. Like, I mean, like just like with Trump recently, he tried to pass that thing. I think where he, tried, or Mike Pence or something, where they tried to, fire, the gay people or whatever. I can't remember, bro. I'm probably misquoting that one, but
well, Mike Pence is out here wanting the fucking electroshock therapy, bro.
But my final point being is that I think without that negative connotation that's culturally, been taught and raised throughout the generations. There would be, more sexually fluid people just to do whatever they want.
100% would be more. I still think there's a large chunk that wouldn't do it, bro. I still think. And, it's crazy being the dumbass male that I am. I did used to always think that, like, women just, like, hook up. And it's just, like, no big deal. That ain't gay. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, yeah, if I was women, like, you just do it all the time, But you don't want to take a dick in the ass. Yeah. Now you're like, really, you got something to show for your work. You know what I mean? With a woman, it's like, hey, things happen, no one really knows. But then you learn as you get up, like, no, women also think that shit's gay too. And they also don't want to do shit with women.
And there'll always be a preference, within that. I just think there'd be more people who'd be, I guess out of the closet per se.
There would be more. I don't think as many as you're thinking. I think still a lot of people are going to fuck what they want to fuck. And it's not always like I don't think there's a bunch of guys I know that are holding back women to fuck dudes.
I never said it'd be a majority in any way. Just there'd be more sexually fluid people. Right, that's all. I mean, and people would be more open to it as well. To where it's like
for sure. And if you started from the time you were born, that's what might help something like suicide, right? If we just embrace it, you come right into a world that's already ready for you. We've already accepted that. We accepted it yesterday, and then we're 50 years from that.
Exactly.
We're coming right in. We got a path line, I think that would definitely help a lot. But it's funny because we know a lot of guys, not a lot of guys, but we know a few guys who show tendencies of longing for something more. but
yeah. This is where you get set up. Go on. Just keep baiting you to keep like, oh, there he said it.
Who?
He said it.
No, they are. It's not even. There's not even something wrong with that. That's even okay. If that's what you want to be all your life, but I wouldn't recommend you die like that. Either fuck a dude or don't, man. It's not that bad. Like, it's up to you what you want to do in this world. You shouldn't let no one's thoughts about that control you. If you find men sexually attractive, you should pursue that. If you find women, if you find both, whatever it is. The problem is when you think about, like, when people say, like, what if somebody was like, I find animals sexually attractive? Like, can you let somebody, like, really like an animal could never give you the go. They can never say, yeah,
let's do this. I mean, that's one. And like with a lot of animals, they don't have sex for pleasure. I mean, like, I think there's like 2 animals that do it, or maybe 3.
How long should someone go to jail for fucking their animal?
God damn, fucking. Well, I mean, like, repeat offender. I mean, you go back and you do like, oh no, you go like 6 months. I mean, like, what do you do?
Listen,
I mean,
it's like a stereotaite that's true.
6 months a year.
When you think that, you think white person. Like, that just goes hand in hand with farm. It's
like white farm hands in the South who just want to fuck sheep, or like people up in the mountains in Europe who just want to fuck their farm animals, type deal. Those similar people.
Should you do 5 years?
It's tough to say. Oh, that sounds a little cruel for fucking a sheep. It's tough
Well,
to
you
say.
fucking dog.
But like, it's
Like
like
a dog fucker.
Oh, you gotta kill that guy. We can't, dogs
You're
off the
fucked
table,
up, bro. You can fuck a lot of things. You don't fuck no dog.
I remember that Zach and Mary make a point. He's like, if you try to fuck that dog, I'm gonna fuck him.
I love that part. He's like, I like that dude.
If he tries to fuck that dog tomorrow,
We call it SPCA. That's my favorite part in that fucking movie, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's like, I'll be back tomorrow with the dog.
Yeah. But yeah, let's say you get 5 years for raping your animals. That's pretty fucked up. That should be the same thing with animal abuse. Could we say that?
What do you say?
Why don't we just make that fall under the category of just animal abuse and the things that go along with that?
So we should make domestic violence fall under the same category as rape.
That's different, because it means they're talking about animals.
Talking about an animal though. Why is it so different? Because we say it's different,
but
we can't communicate with them. No one wants to get fucked, bro.
That's not what I'm saying. You're asking me to try and come up with a system. I'm trying to say we have those things in place. It would only be logical to move towards that direction. It falls under animal. To then take that step and be like, oh, Steve, so you think domestic violence falls under rape? No, that's a huge step.
I see what you mean because it's hard to outline what the timing should be. Which one is
exactly?
Worse.
I mean,
which one's worse?
I mean, you put me on the spot.
That's a tough one.
Should we? I mean, if on that note, should you then want to be like, okay, dog rape falls under regular rape laws? I mean,
what I was gonna say is, you got to start thinking about things like that. Like, definitely. I mean, I said for a long time, like you got to think about like giving things like real. Who am I, man? Who am I to say what's sending?
I'm trying to put something towards that. I mean,
who am I to say? But definitely like when you look at things like chimps, gorillas, those things definitely have a different kind of mind than a lot of things out there. But who am I to say that? I'm biased no matter what. Even if I'm right, I'm biased. Like I'm biased in one way or another. So I think there would have to be something of like where you get prosecuted for both. Like, well, you don't even have to separate those. If you rape an animal, you also abused it, right? So you can just smack both of them together, and then that would equal more time if you raped it, basically. So you could say, all right, so how much should you get? Like if you abuse a dog.
As I was saying, just like cops would do, you could give me like 3 to 5 days to build my case, and I'll come back. I'll give you a list of charges. I'll hit this fucker with.
If someone's been beating their dog, not feeding it, Yeah,
I think it's it's.
What do you think is like
in
a
my
fair
opinion?
time for
I
that?
think it falls under the same sadistic natures that come with like murder and shit. Like you are a fucked up individual if
proven.
You like tormenting life.
That's proven
in any fashion, especially ones as intelligent as like dogs. Where they're able to recognize their aggressor and then fear it and know that this pain is coming. I mean, it's like, but then we talk about that and it's weird. People turn such a quick eye to like dairy farmers and shit. And I say this as I, eat cereal while I drink some 2%, but it's like that. It's so weird how like as humans, we can so easily do that and disassociate one and not the other.
Yeah, and then when you say, "Oh, maybe people should drink breast milk," that's out of this world crazy.
Like what?
Breast milk?
We should farm breast milk.
Ew, you want to drink breast milk, dude? Oh, that's disgusting, bro. You don't want to drink a cow's titties? Like the rest of us, we all like cow's titties, dude.
And I'm sitting there, I'm just like,
we found out.
Yeah.
We found out that it's not true that vitamin D
drinking,
doesn't help your bones, and there's actually scientific evidence that is believing that cow milk weakens your bones. But bro, this one tastes good, dude.
As I'm sitting, I'm like, I don't drink that cow titty milk. It's like, nah.
Once I realized how easy it was of a transition to almond, that's one of the easiest transitions you can do, man. That almond.
But I also think like
good,
when I really think about most of the dairy products I consume are in the form of other things like as far as ice cream or cheese or shit like that. I don't actually drink.
And I still eat a lot of that too.
I don't eat cereal like that, and I don't really put milk in things. I mean, it's just not my thing. I'm just a straight water guy. I mean, milk's not a big part of my life at all, except cheese. Cheese is in there. Cheese is definitely, Well,
here's the thing, right? Agriculture is responsible for 1/3 of all carbon emission. So no matter what, that can't continue, right?
Yes.
So I wonder if in the Green New Deal, that would be incorporated, right? Because that would be a carbon emitter.
I think AOC said something about the outputs of mostly methane from like cow farts, and then, it's funny because I know that mainly because someone I work with always brings it up. Just be like, AOC brings up those cow farts again. It's like that. Like, I mean, like it really is like a problem when you. I mean, one cow fart, yeah, I'll brush it off. But when you got metric tons of cow fart fucking our climate up.
They're working on that right now. They found out that just by adding 1% of seaweed into a cow's diet can eliminate those methane gas emissions almost entirely. They would lower it like a lower substantial number, a couple percent. And I mean, just by adding a little seaweed, I don't know how efficient that is, how much seaweed we got.
Well, long term,
no matter what, bro, we gotta stop eating less meat. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, I think one thing that I think people need to begin with is just like one thing that you say a lot is like you shouldn't be eating the meat 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. You got beef jerky in the middle for a snack.
I wish we could make the law of like if you want to eat meat, you gotta kill it. And then let's teach hunting in school. Let's teach hunting. Let's teach tracking. Let's teach these things. You want to go out there and get something, go get it. Obviously, we can't overhunt, and we'd have to figure that out too.
Yeah.
But there's plenty out there to get. If that's how you want to get it, go get it.
So I won't speak for all hunting permits grant, but for the most part, they, especially in America, they keep track of populations. They keep track of the amount of tags they give out. Oh yeah,
constant people that break that. Catch it all the time.
That's why for a while, I thought about becoming like a park ranger or some shit. Like
that'd be cool.
Going into the deep, Maryland Park with like wherever they have hunting.
You ended up being the guy taking the shots at Trump on Twitter.
And that's just because on Animal Planet they used to have that show where they had the forest rangers go around and bust people who are like, look, your permit you're supposed to have 2 fish. You got 8 fucking fish right now. And then the one thing that they always give me that they say,
show?
Yeah,
that sounds
you can watch on YouTube.
I love seeing people's reaction.
You can watch on YouTube.
Just incredibly intense moments.
I don't know, but the one thing that they say that always gives you, they're like, look, there's a reason we have limits on what people can get. It's 1 fish per person. If everyone comes up here and gets 8 fish, there'll be no fish for everybody. Like,
don't you think you should tap him with a little smack? Fucking do that, man.
No.
Don't rape the resources.
You're right. You rub his nose in it, waterboard a little bit.
Just a little smack, when somebody bitches you a little bit, gets you a little mad, you never forget that. You're just like, I ain't gonna be out here trying to catch more fish, man. I already got a horde in front of my son. Somebody smacks your dad right in front of you, what I mean? You let that go, your dad don't do nothing. He's like, calm down, son. You gotta fight that guy.
He's like looking at us. He's like, I don't want to get smacked. Just looks back straight, like I don't want to get smacked.
The park ranger just looks at you.
He's mouthing off. He's like, just smack him. Just do what you want.
How much time should it be if you got found that you started a forest fire?
Don't people get like 10, 15 years for that shit? Like, isn't that cruel already? Isn't that bad already? Because when you're responsible for you get time for most accidents that happen that result in injury or loss of property or damage. So it makes sense too, even if it's an accident. It would make sense to criminally prosecute people
like that when people are broke because they can never pay back the damage they did.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that you should don't give this guy $50 million in debt.
What should you have to do? What should you have to do if you straight up you did $1 million in damage and you can't pay it?
If you can't pay it, you just can't pay it. It's like,
but it sucks.
They'll take $10,000 for it. It's like,
but it sucks to say that someone else could just pay that and get off.
It's like
they'll
do
that.
They'll do that, but then they get a couple mil from the government to fix the shit anyway. It's like really you secure 10,000 of his assets. What did that really do?
You have to work slave labor.
I really do. We're getting dangerous with slave labor. Get in there.
All right. Well, you got to go to jail then.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can see, right? Because like I said, if you were, accidentally, disarm your firearm into a car, you could probably go to jail.
Yeah, I'm talking about a 17-year-old that nodded out behind the wheel on Xannies and crashed into a Lambo.
Yeah, and you go to jail. It's
you gotta go to jail, right? You can't pay.
If you don't have a license, there you go.
You're also gonna go to jail no matter what.
DUI. But then same thing if you're just a drunk teenager and you're lighting off fireworks near a fire zone, and then boom, you start a fire. The next thing you know, there's like 10 million acres burnt down, and like
It's
a community lost.
when you think about jail, though, right? When we try to perfect society, no matter what perfect society me and you would walk down, we would always run into the case where you would need a jail. You need somewhere to put people that are damaging society.
We're gonna move away from the term jail and go towards rehabilitation centers.
People ain't voting for that. But you just lost every vote you had, brother.
It was like, well, I'm done. All right, I'm signing out, man.
So you need that, right? So then you have there's a thin line between that's a cruel punishment and that might be good for them, right?
But what do you charge someone who doesn't have
and how do
anything and then
how do you give it to all these different judges?
And then,
you give them all this power throughout the nation to just sentence you. People are sentencing different shit on different type of crime, like same crime, different. You know what I mean? I mean, same crime, different time. Like, what the fuck?
Just the way it runs through my mind is like, it's come up. So this is why we have things in place where it's like, for the first time, someone murdered somebody. They're like, so what do we do about this guy? He killed his fourth fucking dude today. Like, what do we do about this? Like
we let him go once because we're like, he
lied. We didn't have a witness.
First person that lies, the first person that
it was an accident. I'm fucking his sister. I mean, but it's like we have those things because it's come up and we've then just made, I guess, a consensus to be like, look, if you kill somebody, you gotta do 15 years. I mean, and that's weird. And that's one of the only things you can charge across the board equally.
But there's people that kill people and do
injustices. Yeah, there's injustices in the system.
Speaking of which,
injustices.
I actually just got the news the other day that fucking Gab and fucking Britney's killer is getting out on good time, bro.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
I remember that was a guy that's someone who was
like that.
R.I.P. You know what I mean? That's someone that has murdered 2 people, attempted murder on 2 other ones, only got 7 years, and is gonna do 3, 4.
Yeah, because of simply put, a terrible fucking decision, whatever the fuck he was doing. I don't even know the full backstory what this motherfucker was doing, but come on, you are now you're responsible for almost killing 2 people and 2 people's death.
Yeah.
You go away for more than 7 goddamn years in my justice system. They're going away for 30. I mean, come on now.
You only hit someone that hard when you're driving that fast. That's simple as that, And I remember that day you could see the skid marks of where he had came, from the other lane, all the way on Kmart side lane, all the way to that turn. Like he was trying to make that turn, or something. And I mean, people said he was high, there's a lot of theories to it, but at the end of the day, I believe he was going 70 miles an hour and hit them in the back. You know what I mean? You better add a 0 to that 7.
There you go.
That's more like it.
There you go.
And that's the problem of when you go, it doesn't matter if that person's a good or bad person. It don't matter if that person can come out and live a successful life. Nothing matters. It's the fact that you did this, so you have to pay for it.
Yep.
Right? You can't say that. I might believe, if I killed someone like that, Steve, I fucked up, right? And I was telling you, if I get out, I ain't gonna be that person, and you would believe me, but I don't have that right no more. You know what I mean? Once you take someone's life in that type of manner, you've lost that ability to ever be amongst the men anymore. What I would like to say is there should always be an option for death. It should always be an option. If I say you got 70 years, I go 70 years, and he goes, I'll take death.
That should definitely be an option, like a right to die thing. But then again, it's on the other side where I can go where it's are we about to give this fucker the easy way out?
Well, think about that's very true, right? But what are you gonna do? You plan on fucking them all prison term? Because I mean, prison's not that hard.
Well, yeah,
unless people are fucking with you.
You weren't.
I got him before. You know what I mean? But
I thought you got to him first because it was so easy that my first time.
Prison, as far as day-to-day life, you get everything you need. It's mentally draining, but unless people are fucking with you and you got to deal with that shit, it's pretty much you're just living life. You just don't have freedom.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's
which is a torture, but it's not torture.
What else do you charge someone? It's
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what's getting charged. The government, $52,000 a year to keep an inmate. So let's just, if they want to wrap it up, we can wrap it up. You know what I mean? If we couldn't get you on a death penalty and you got fucking 4 rapes and you go, I want to die, We should go. Let's do it. And that's the thing, because we got plenty of people on death row. There's people all across this goddamn country on death row, and it takes forever. It takes 10 years, 15 years for them to die. And the only reason for that is because they don't want it to see that a state executed 180 people last year. You know what I mean? They don't want it to ever look like that. Like we're just exterminating people Holocaust style. So they spread it out 10, 12, I think the most is like Texas, like 15, 20 a year. It's not shit. That's one a month. There's way more bad people than that. We all know that. The only reason they spread it out like that is so it don't look horrible numbers, which is bullshit.
And we're continuing to move away from it. We're continuing to move away from the the death penalty and those types of punishments. But don't you think it also falls under? Don't you think it also falls under? I think it's the Eighth Amendment, right? The Bill of Rights of cruel and unusual punishment. It's
well, you'd be choosing it yourself, right?
I understand that, but it's just weird to. But there would also be points where, like, the government then chooses to do it for you. It's like at that point, a state or a higher agency, is then committing, it's then killing people and murdering people. I mean, it's like
it's scary, right?
It is scary, exactly.
But we do have clear-cut cases, and that's the ones I'm talking
especially
about. The one where you have eyewitnesses, you have DNA evidence, you have him at the spot, you have a confession.
That's what I was just getting to. We have innocent men on death row.
If someone confesses, right, and he's still getting life, he just confessed. You know what I mean? Like if he wants to die, let him, bro. I don't understand that.
But then, like I said,
a lot of times they confess so they don't get the death penalty, though. So they get life in prison.
Yeah, but then we implement this new thing where it's like you can then choose death, and it's like they confess, they get the death penalty, or they get like 70 years and like I want to die. Turns out he was innocent. The confession was bullshit. I mean, it goes.
Let's say someone kidnapped your daughter. They had her for like 10 years, bro. And finally she came up
Not
dead.
My baby girl.
Yeah, your baby girl, dog. She comes up dead like 10 years later, and you don't know what happened.
Of course.
They catch the guy. And comes forward, right? And they go, we got everything we need. We're convicting him. He's getting the death penalty. But he says here, tell you everything that happened if he just gets life in prison. He'll tell you how he got her. You know what I mean?
And then he just gets life in prison rather than death.
And he gets life in prison. That's
I don't agree with shit like that.
That's usually the agreement.
Where it's like that, where they get a plea. They get a plea.
Families don't even know where their kid went missing, how it happened. They want some closure.
And also that does suck to sit there and be like, okay, no, we don't offer that no more. He's just gonna die. We proved it. And then the family kind of suffers without any type of real answer, or even knowing specifically.
But a lot of times, like when the family, like if that was me, you know what I mean? And the government just came, like, I'm going to need to see some evidence. I'm not just going to believe you can kill that person. It doesn't mean that I'm just going to go, oh, yeah, justice is served. I don't know. It was him. You got no proof. I'd have to actually see, like, there's some solid proof,
Yeah, exactly, But
to know that justice is served properly. And even then, it's like, I've always said, see, this is why I get weird, man. Because I told you,
the family wouldn't have
as much as I don't want to say the sentence of I'm a fan of torture, I say it because when it comes to that, and I go like when things are done like that, and we go to confessions or we have full blown cases where we have this person on video doing something, you know what I mean, something like that. I think it should be up to the family how the person dies, not the person. And I've always said that. I think people get off easy, man. Someone that goes and does 21 fucking rapes of children. And you sentence them to death. So what? I fucked children for 35 years. I had my fun. Kill me. They don't give a fuck. They already did it, man. You give that to me and you go, all the families, what do you guys agree on? What's it going to be? We just want them tied down with baseball bats. Bro, I know it sounds barbaric. I know it sounds barbaric, but I think you always have to think, what if that was my child? I wouldn't just want to see him shot up with some goddamn venom and go to sleep. That'd be the weakest way. I want to catch that baseball right on his teeth. I'm a fan of revenge. I believe in revenge. I think it's good for the soul.
Yeah,
I really do. I really do. When someone's bad to you and you get them back,
it's just so tough to.
Most of the time, you can go over.
It's so tough just to throw yourself into the position to be like, oh yeah, we should have government, appointed, people who, supervise you torturing this guy or whatever. It's like, where you get into like, the government partaking in something like that. for me, it's just really, it's like you're moving in the wrong direction rather than the correct direction. You know, it's just the way I kind of look at it. You know, the government shouldn't partake in something like that, where it's like, okay, you know, what does the family seek? Oh, well, of course, the family seeks it because in you know their way they are biased in the judicial system.
But there's
you know?
also families that would go, we just want them to be injected.
Yeah,
there's families that ain't like that too.
Yeah,
but there's
100%.
certain people that need that type of closure that they go, no, we need this. We need to feel this. They're not. That's an easy way out for this guy. That's not how he gets. Bro, someone molested your kid, Steve.
Yeah, I get you. I get you on that.
Nothing to say. I don't want to hear about greater society. I don't want to hear about right or wrong. I don't want to hear about morals. I don't want to hear about nothing. You can put him in the room. Put me in the room with him alone.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean? Put him in. Untie him. Untie him.
Listen. So I would want.
I'm gonna fucking
listen.
I'm gonna headbutt this dude in his face. Mount position.
I would want. There's nothing more than what I would want them to take revenge out on someone like that. But you don't get, you know, a system involved where that's taken out, where, you know, you have an official system where it's like, okay, you go to court.
I mean, we do have a system right now that put people to death for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect system. You know, I'm not trying to say that at all. But like in that, when you're moving towards something like that in that direction, yeah, in my personal opinion, do I think it's enough? No, hell no. I think you should be able to do the same fucking shit. But do I agree that the government should then, do that implement something like that in its judicial system? No, that's moving in the wrong direction.
Okay, then eliminate the law of taking justice into your own hands. It should be, if you find them, then you get them.
But see, people won't wait for. Listen. People won't wait for. Oh yeah, we have the substantial evidence that this guy did it. They're waiting for the first fucking headline, and then that guy's done. Move on to the next suspect.
There is people like that. And if you do something like that, you're a criminal. You know what I mean? But that's why I said clear-cut cases. I said that in the beginning. When you have someone when that's so.
But you would hope people are rational enough to wait for clear-cut cases
where you literally see people coming, grabbing your 16-year-old daughter and running out of Walmart with her, bro.
Yeah, and then you have a case of mistaken identity. Then a man's dead wrongfully. I mean, like, you just can't. You keep
going around that. I said clear-cut case.
Listen,
so we go with that.
But people don't wait for clear-cut cases. People don't wait for those clear-cut cases.
Then you're a criminal. Then you're a criminal.
Yeah, but then we're immediately opening up a door where we're like, okay, I think more people would then pursue justice and wrongfully take it out and wrongfully kill people.
Listen,
that's all I'm saying.
People want to fuck kids.
People want
to rape. People want to fuck kids. They're always going to want to do that. I think a lot of them do it because they do not fear the consequences. I think that these guys go, I can fuck 10 kids and get 3 years. I can rape 5 women. Look at, fuck you, Brock Turner, again. You know what I mean? I can rape 6, 7 women and get 2, 3 years. You know what I mean?
Sure
they don't fear the consequences.
I'm sure 100%. And I'm sure if you were to vote, if America voted on it right now, something like that would have probably passed the American people.
Serial rapists don't even get large time.
But listen,
unless they murder.
Hold up, bro. Hold up. Most people would probably even vote for that, and that would probably even pass and become a law if it was left up to the American people. I'm sure people would get behind that and vote on that. But again, like, you just can't have, these, governments around the world partaking in that, where it's like, no, listen. So like, you got like other instances like Rodrigo Duterte, where he goes around, taking out drug lords, shooting them dead, even possibly partaking in some of those himself. So I mean, like, do we then give the green light for everybody to then take out their own form of justice in which they see fit? I mean, that would be
something entirely different, though. You're bringing up drugs. Now, that's something that I wouldn't agree on with that. I'm talking about clear-cut cases.
The same thing,
I have you on video. I have a confession or eyewitnesses that are pinning you to this rape. I have her saying that you did it. I have a clear-cut case, Steve. Don't cut that no more ways anymore. I've said clear-cut case too many times. We're talking about one that this is the person that did this. We have the right guy.
I'll push it back towards you. I mean, at first jump, the Central Park 5 was clear cut. I mean, like,
no, it wasn't, Steve.
But they got wrongfully convicted, so you have another case where people die.
Once again, you're gonna speak on that thing right now, having not watched that documentary. You didn't even watch the series. You didn't even watch the series. I told you that literally every single thing they proved wrong. In that case, everything the cops had, they proved wrong. None of the kids' stories lined up. None of them admitted to raping the woman. All of them said it was in different spots. The semen that was there didn't match any of the kids. I went on and told you all of these things. The simple thing that convicted them was the video confessions, which I guarantee you, give me your 14-year-old son, and I'll make his ass say some shit he didn't do.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But in that word you're putting forth, we then have people are like, all right,
look, never clear cut, Steve. There was people out front saying they were not guilty.
Enough for you to go as a clear cut. A trial, though. I mean, like, come on, like, all this evidence that points
went on a trial because of shady, nasty evidence.
Exactly, and these things happen. Not all clear cut cases are clear cut.
That was not clear cut. That was not a clear cut. But you act like every clear cut. There's no DNA evidence.
You act like every clear cut going through that court is going to be rightfully deserved. There will be mistakes. Mistakes will happen. Mistakes will happen. People will wrongfully die. That's just the one point back.
I'm talking about the ones where you cannot find that. You can keep going on. But when I have you, listen, let's put it this way. Here's my way, right? If I got you on video grabbing any kid, I don't need you to say no more, bro. We don't want you here. You want to grab kids? We don't want you here. How are we going to kill them? That's how we're going. We're not taking that shit, bro. We're not playing these little funny-ass moral guidelines that you want to fuck around with when it comes to fucking kids raping and murdering. We're ending that shit. We're putting extreme prosecution on that. We're not allowing rapists and molesters to walk the road no more. If you want to be that, we're going to end it. We're going to genetically displace that throughout evolution. End that line. If you want to be that, we don't need much more. We got you on video grabbing a kid. End of discussion.
So why do you think that ends it immediately? Why do you think that ends behavior? People continue to do things even with crazy consequences all around the world. So it's
always just like I said earlier. If you want to fuck guys, you can do it behind and nobody will see you. You still can do it. The fact is, it ain't gonna be fucking easy no more. If you do it, you're getting prosecuted. We're putting right time on this. You're getting righteous time. Priests are out here fucking double-digit kids and not even getting 7 years.
So then,
come on, bro. They're not even afraid of the time. They'd rather fuck the kids, get off, and just deal with the time.
Do that because look. So if you think
there's going to be ones that do it, but it's going to limit it way more.
If you think that they're going to get any better at catching these people and prosecuting these people and even putting them to a punishment like that, we're not even able to even get to that fucking step first of all, and then you want to add killing.
We're going to do it right. When we have someone, when you have a Bill Cosby should have got the death penalty. Bill Cosby should have got the death penalty, bro. Simple as that. It's simple as that. We're not fucking around.
So listen, we're talking difference between death penalty and literally torturing people by families that decide how to take out their justice. You know what I'm saying?
You want to be out here raping people? You took away the privilege of choosing that. You raped someone. You no longer get to talk about decency. You took someone's decency away. We're not going to be able to say, oh, choose how you want to die and what's your last meal. Fuck you. Fuck you, bro. That fucking father that's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life while you die and go and get fucking reincarnated or whatever and move on with your shit. He's still dealing with that. The person that you did it to is still dealing with that. You don't get no fucking decency no more, man.
So as far as that goes, I think we'll never fully 100% ever agree on something like that. It's just like, that's one of those things where it's just like, no.
I like fucking John Mustard. I'm
see, it's like I said,
I like Chester's, man.
I've always, like I said, I was just taking that position of where it's like, of course I'd personally love to do that, but coming from that,
I was right there with you. I'm not an idiot.
Thing,
I'm not an idiot. I see the exact line you're going down. You don't want it to turn into that purge type of thing where it becomes, murder that. We want that. First of all, he did this. We're gonna take a chainsaw and come down the middle of his head. That's not shit like that. But eye for eye style.
But we're also not getting to this point if I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. Straight up, because like, something like that. I'm just not gonna be for. I mean, it's like. You give people greens like that, you have people who like, do shit like that for people being homosexual. I mean, it's like, just I don't know. We just want to agree on that, on the motherfucking.
I think it comes down to anything, just like when you're a fucking kid, man. Yes, there's always those people. Yeah. We shouldn't even have to keep saying that on this podcast, Steve. We have to say that every time. Oh, yeah, there's always that little anomaly.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck those people.
There is those people. There is those people. But I think a lot of people do a lot of things because they don't feel the consequences. Just like when you're a child, You know what I mean? You steal something until you get caught one time. Then you're like, oh, you don't like the consequences. You don't do it no more. When you fuck 5 kids and you get 2 years, you go, well, if I could every 5 kids I fuck only 2 years, I'll fuck 10 kids in a decade for 4 years. This ain't bad math here. I can live my fantasies out and still be out here walking around.
I can tell you're passionate
about the subject.
Be an option. No, I love it.
Should never be an option.
Great energy.
Fuck the Arcadies of Maryland.
The Archdiocese. There we go. Yeah.
I always butcher it. And fuck those Mexican priests up there. Fucking kids.
I thought you just named a
and fuck PA. I
thought you just named a Gundam or
with
something.
1,000 victims. And fuck that cardinal I told you about. That we proved. Third highest ranking of the Catholic Church. Going to jail for child molestation. What about it though? What are Kardashians doing?
Oh yeah,
games on the night.
What shoes come out tomorrow or on Friday? What OG's coming out? Oh, when's that new Xbox game? When's that Xbox game coming out?
Probably going to tonight.
But it's also tough to say because we're also not advocates of this. But like,
speak for yourself.
It's kind of funny. This comes like the
I'm an advocate for this.
Yo, March on DC. Where's your March on DC?
My march is in a motherfucking Molotov cocktail.
It's funny. People will like classify activism and like kind of like gatekeep it. Like, oh, you never marched down DC. You never marched down DC. Like,
that march in DC, man, great job. But you blended into a million. And all you did was get in contact with the same kind of minded people. I'm out here trying to reach people that don't think like this. I'm out here to chain. I'm not trying to chain together and hold hands and go, we all agree with this. If you're going to make progress and things like this, you have to meet the people that don't agree with this. The people that, like you're saying, that go like, oh, there's this, which it is, And I like to think I'm a decent person. I'm not out here to torture people all the time, but I think when it should be served, it should be served. And it's the same thing, like I said, like in war, bro. It's the same thing I said in war. Like if I know you have information that I need, I know it can get ugly. It can. We know how humans get, but it comes to a point where it goes, no, I need that information, dog. You don't get to say no on this one. You know what I mean? And you have to go to that. I'm sorry. You have to.
And then everyone carries a death pill in their molar.
I'll tell you this right now.
Right, crack that bitch. I'm ready to go out now.
You better. I believe you can break any man through a series of harsh rapes. Seriously.
Well, I mean,
seriously. Like maybe women too. I'm just speaking for men. Like I've talked to Chaz about it before. Like it's a different kind of level of breaking. Like it'd be bro. Shove a fucking 9-inch nail through my hand with a hammer. Please don't fuck me. You know what I mean? Literally, and shove them wherever you want. My feet. Cut my Achilles. Steve. Cut both my Achilles. Don't fuck me.
Here's one of my classic questions that get you trapped to make you choose. What's one thing that makes you go like choose the other thing to get fucked in the ass? What's the one thing? Because just like you say, there's always a price. There's always that one form of torture that will get you.
You can't think of it.
You'll get your like balls smashed.
I'll get my dick cut off.
So everything before you.
But then, even then, I'm probably going to commit suicide just because somebody cut my dick off. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, I do not want to have a series of men training me, bro. That is absolutely the worst theory I can think of in my head. What is that? Where are we talking? Like, height? Are they still girthy bitches?
It's the girth that counts.
I just think that's if you want to break a man, that's the way to go, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue against that path where it's like that's a punishment.
You guys think anything worse?
That's a punishment. Just imagine that'd be a whole different show for SVU. This guy's sentenced to 30 rapes, whatever he does. It's like 30 gang rapes.
I guess this is the best way to say it. And it sounds stupid. And I'm always the guy that goes, no, you don't know. Your survival instinct will kick in and you want to live. And it probably will. And I always will try to live. But if you told me a series of 10 grown men.
You get knocked out.
Raping
simple as that.
Or die.
Yeah.
Die.
Shoot
me in my head.
Please give me death.
And that's the same thing the way that a child molester feels.
Yeah. But 100%.
If he goes, choose for them how to kill me or just shoot me up with some venom. Shoot me with venom real quick. Of course, you don't want to deal with that.
So then you would say from there that there should you would figure out some way to point that into the judicial system.
And like I said, of course, you wouldn't be able to say some crazy ass shit that the government ain't paying for.
So how would you imagine something like that being implemented?
A lot of times when I'm saying this, I'm thinking of the one way that I see it.
Right.
And that's what really
yeah.
fucks up the combo with it, because to you guys, it seems like he's going like this.
I'm trying to be that guy. You know?
This is going to be a law. For me, it's just me basing off of one thing. And on that, I'm basing off of, if you've done something to that level, all I want is you one-on-one in a room, you know, unless you're a big dude, then I want a couple of my boys with me, you know, 5 or 6 of my boys versus you, you know, and that's all I want is that one-on-one, really. I don't want to be out here doing all the shit that you're thinking of, like the ways that I'm going to try and kill people and shit. I really just want that one-on-one. It's the fact of,
when you see the whole torture thing, kind of like,
I got you. I don't want people to go, first of all, I'm not spending money. We're not spending any money on this. Like, you better come with your own shit if you want to get creative.
I was saying, like, what am I saying that, like, how do you see its like implementation in, you know, a
first of all, the first
thing
I always want offered is just a square up. I know it sounds stupid, but sometimes you it could be, right? It could be, and that could be, but it's just the fact of like, okay, well, shoot him with the metal now. Lethal injection.
I
got my go.
Yeah, you wake up, you're like, bitch, you die.
Lethal injection. Yeah, you know, but it's like maybe you always come in there with a few people. You know, maybe you always come in there with like five family members.
Can we then televise them?
Now you're talking about
for government revenue.
Now you're talking about real money, but people will be watching. But all I want is that man, I just feel like as a father, you would always want to get your hands on that guy.
Yeah,
man.
you know, but you know, I think when you make those types of decisions, I think like those types of biases, because that's a bias, you know, where it's like,
and it ain't gonna change nothing.
Nothing, exactly.
It's not gonna change nothing, but
I'll feel better. I'll feel better, you know.
It help a guy like me, man. I always picture mount position. I used to talk about that all the time.
That's what I want you to understand is like, you know, I feel a very similar way where it's like, you know, I would love, you know, give me that. Let me beat him with a bat. Let me do some shit, you know.
That mount position. That's like real primal. That's why I'm saying that one-on-one. I don't even want a bat. Like I want to go super primal. Like I'm going to go for a takedown. I'm going to mount. From there, I'm going to try to grab the top of your head. You know.
So imagine that.
I'm going to pin your hair down.
Imagine that.
Hold you to the
roll
bottom
out
and just wreck your fucking nose.
See, I think about
until your shit's caved in.
I think about
brain matter.
You know, law-abiding citizen style, where you just unroll the mat. You're just like,
that was a good one.
You know, just like boom.
That was
you know,
a good one.
And then they showed up. The fucking guy was missing skin.
I also love just the mount position, man. It's just I want mount. It's something about getting that mount. First of all, I may rape him. I honestly don't know. I don't know where it's going to take me. Like,
can you clarify mount?
Listen, I'm saying I might not fuck him, but I'm going to shove shit in his ass. Like he's not getting out of this easy. You know what I mean? I'm going to knock you out, and then I'm doing what I want with you. You know, we're going to get you going, man. It'd be nice if I could get you with some adrenaline or something. Keep you going.
Very interesting.
But yeah, it's all about just getting I just want you to feel as much pain as possible before I kill you. That's what it's all about. I'm never going to make you feel the way my daughter feels. You've already took that from her. Yeah. Now I'm going to do everything I can to make you lose everything you thought you gained on the way
you know, like I said, like, you know, there will be people that'll be like, you know, that won't solve anything. But like I just want to make clear, like, I'm on the same page where it's like, I would want nothing more than, you know, do some shit like that, you know.
Cut your dick off.
Castration,
like, you know, just like you get castrated for a rapist.
Just like everything. You just Ken doll.
What do you think?
Oh man, yeah, like so, you know, of course I think that'd be, you know, some, you know, I mean, yeah, I think that's something that people could get behind, you know. It's like,
and once again, I'm talking about cases that is
that the middle ground where we're kind of getting to, where it's like castration.
Okay, let's just say by chance someone got is that
where we're agreeing?
Let's just say by chance someone got castrated and it got proven that they were innocent. How much does the government owe them?
Oh man, I was like, so it's like you just can we just resort to like a card on our desk? Like, so it says like, that's $25,000. Yeah, we'll give you $25,000. It's like some like you ever seen those cards for like dismemberment insurance? It'd be like, oh, you get $1,000 for a thumb.
We'll give you a fake dick.
You know.
No, we're not going to pay you anything. But we'll give you a fake dick to use. Pump up dick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because it's just like, imagine like two arguing sides of like, you know, in like the house. And then like someone yells out like castration and everyone's just like, yeah, okay. Did we just agree on something? Like,
yeah,
it's like
we got a middle ground here.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Like,
okay,
we
you know,
just argued at the party for like an hour. We ruined the whole party, and it's like that one guy's just like castration.
I'm ready to vote.
Not bad.
I'm ready to vote. Can we get a vote?
Let's get in the booth. We can agree on that one.
So that's 61 yays and two nays. Okay. All right, passed. The House Resolution 1781 is passed.
Let's get it going. When we get into gene editing, there's going to be so many dads who are just going to try and edit their kid not to have a small dick. It's gonna be so worried about shit like that. I guarantee you, the dad's like, can we increase his dick just in case? I actually had just heard about a story of I ain't gonna put a name on my friend of a friend, that the dick was too small to circumcise. The dick was too small to circumcise. Did you know that was a thing?
Yeah, there's such thing as micro penises.
Is it technically a micro penis or can it? Because
Well,
they said you can come
micropenis-
back
so-
a couple months later and get it circumcised sometimes.
So a micro penis, from my understanding, from definition, is less than half-inch, flaccid or whatever, something like that. Where it's like it's literally like it's like a real thing where people have like fucking half-inch long.
Yeah, well, the Howard
dicks,
Stern show.
Yeah, they had a bunch of people, and that's that, we're like, I could see that where it's
Nothing
like,
really.
well,
Some
what
people
do
have
we
inner dicks.
cut off? Like, it's just the tip. It's
I know, and it's weird because I remember the one time when I was talking, even when I think it was Kato was saying I was lying and shit, but it's like it sounds so stupid and it sounds so primal, and I want to say that M word that they always use for like when a man's thinking dumb, masculinity or something like that. But I know
the toxic masculinity,
yeah. To say like, if I lost my dick, bro, I wouldn't want to live. Like, I don't know if everybody feels like that, but like if I didn't have a dick or balls, like
I think people would be, and of course there are people that get by and they're like, you don't need sex, you could do this or that.
It's more
but
than just sex, though. It's just straight up.
Yeah,
first of all,
it's deeply ingrained in masculinity.
It's the walk.
Being masculine.
You would have a different walk. You just have a different walk to you.
Yeah, it's like it's like, oh, you must be compensating for something. That whole thing, it's like you're overcompensating for something. You're that dude.
Feel like as a man, it's going to be really hard. First of all, if you can get over it, you're the man amongst boys. Because for a person simple-minded like me, it's just going to be hard to ever feel like that dominance again. Like I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't even have the will to want to win a game of basketball, Steve. Like I just feel like I'm dickless, bro. Even if you had a small dick, like
someone accidentally,
you got a really small dick or whatever, you're like whatever.
If someone accidentally kicks you the dick, and you just gotta be like,
you gotta fake it. You gotta fake it. You remember when you were a kid, like when you were younger, if it came anything close, like you had to fake it, just so nobody would be like, you ain't got no dick. Like it could hit you right here, and you had to be like, oh,
at every point.
Everybody would be like, oh, that was a dick shot. And you're like, no, actually. That right here. No, that hit you in the dick, bro. No, it caught me right.
You don't have a dick.
You don't got a dick.
You don't got a dick.
Small ass dick.
Hey, you gotta check this out.
Ain't got a dick. No dick.
Ain't got no fucking. This kid.
Dick ass bitch.
This no dick kid.
No dick kid.
And then
you're suffering for 3 years in middle school. No dick kid. Meanwhile, you're working with a 7.5-inch dick here.
Or you're in that
6th grade.
You're in that small town.
You got no rep.
You're the same people in 1st grade as you are in 12th grade. And you're just no dick kid for all high school.
At that point, you just gotta, even if you don't have a big dick, at that point you just gotta kind of drop your pants one day when everybody's chanting that. And everybody's chanting, just drop your dick. Just be like, I clearly ain't no.
Or just own it and just kind of try and be that guy where it's like,
I'm no dick kid.
No dick kid.
That's all everyone knows. That's all. Pussy. I'm a pussy.
But I mean, do you think it would continue if it wasn't ridiculing for the kid? It's like, isn't that why it kind of sticks? I mean, but if it was to stick for that long, of course, but I don't know.
Isn't it weird how when I believe it's a hermaphrodite when you have both, right? But then parents can choose. Parents can choose.
Oh, see, I've heard that. Yeah,
they can choose, right? They can choose
because they can make it go
which one
more
they want.
than for like a hormonal imbalance.
Exactly. That's crazy. Who, bro? Who are you? You want to play God, motherfucker?
Is your next question, hey, Steve? How do you think? I was like, oh, fuck.
You want to play God? I have said this many times, though, and people do not agree. The dick is flexible, okay? And if you had enough gap between your dick and your pussy, you would at least attempt to fuck yourself. Because everyone knows they would. I don't care if you want to admit it or not. You're going to try and bend that thing one time. Even if you can get to the lips, you'll be happy. You know what I mean? You're going to. You're definitely going to. I'm sorry. But all I'm saying is, as a parent, you got no fucking right to choose. However, on the flip side, I got to argue both sides here. Man, you're like, do I want my kid to have to deal with that? If I can just figure out one now, do I want my kid to have to go to both for them?
I'm not sure, but let's say it's like, look.
What's your call if you
don't pick one, they won't develop, in let's say they'll grow up with like the long-term disability or something, where it's like they have these crazy hormonal. They'll be like, let's say they'll develop like, let's say they develop like severe bipolar disorder or something because they have hormonal imbalances.
It could be a lot of things.
High testosterone,
gender dysphoria,
and then it comes down to things like well. I just don't know.
If one's leaning towards it, then I think I would go with it. I do think I would make that choice, as bad as it sounds. I don't want to be the guy that makes those kind of choices. But like, if you got a dick there and you got like kind of a weird pussy, or the opposite, you got a pussy and you got a weird dick, you probably do just want to make that choice. It's the same thing with circumcision. Like, think about if it was you. That's the best way to go. Like, I would want my parents to make that choice right there. I wouldn't. Yeah,
exactly. Like, I don't think
I wonder if it's always misplaced though. See, is it side by side? Or
I don't know enough, but like I feel as though like it's healthy in the long term. Again, my basis is of facts, but want to understand. It's healthy in the long term to pick one and let it continue to operate as both. I mean, again, I don't know. I don't want to get into like some type of territory where it's like I say some off the wall ignorant shit. But I mean, I'm pretty sure in the long run it's better to try and steer in one direction than the other. I mean, who are we to say who the fuck gets to do that? But it's tough,
if it's a 50-50 split, bro, that's hard.
Because I mean, I feel like even doctors would be like, I mean, in 6 months he should be majority male. You shouldn't have to do anything. But then in 6 months you have like a.
You can't wait 13 years for them to choose. You know what I mean? When they would really have like the mind to start choosing. You're like 3 years old. What are you gonna be like? You feel like a girl? You feel like a boy? We gotta make this decision soon.
Like,
you know what I mean? You don't want them to grow like that.
And especially when you come into things and
I wish that was a more open thing.
You see,
people could just admit that, because we probably know a hermaphrodite, Steve, or that was born like a hermaphrodite.
We probably do. Yeah, we probably do know
that
somebody.
We would know something like that, right?
Well, I mean,
but we don't know.
It would still be like tough for a kid, because it'd be like there are things that certain genders are steered towards. There's that division. They might like one to the other. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
It sucks though, because you always feel biased. I would always feel biased. Like, I can't choose a gender just because I feel like I'm biased. I'm biased. Like, I'm always gonna want to go boy. I am. Yeah. Because I'm just scared to have a girl. I don't want to have a girl, man. Like, I gotta deal with a niece already, and just like, that's already scary. I don't want to have to deal with a daughter, bro. As bad as it sounds.
And yeah,
it's a tough world, man.
And it's maybe I'm going out on a limb here, but I think the world, like, and this is my perspective on the way I'm viewing the world, that we live in now. If you were to go boy, it would have a easier quality of life than a woman being a hermaphrodite. Just what I'm thinking of, like,
right.
Possible relationships, and and the way this world is. It's like, I think, of course there are that minority of men, but I think most men, would shun something like that versus, I think a woman would be more accepting of a male like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so you're with a woman and you've been together for like a year, and she tells you, she's like, I was born a hermaphrodite. Does that make you feel any different?
Of course, we get into things like, where it's like, it's like you weren't open to begin with. It's like you did kind of betray my trust at that point. To where it's like, we're not even into that. Like, we're just not talking about that trust now, where it's like, I mean, I like to think I'm the type of person to be, to be able to look past things like that and love for someone like who they are.
You're already in love with them.
Exactly. But again, you got to bring that up, where it's like, you lied, you did not, you should be very open with things like that, even though people are, because if you do just tell someone that and they're like, no, I don't want to be with that. It's like, well, great. I don't want to be with you. In my perspective, I would want someone to be with me because they love me.
You want somebody to be upfront with that, though.
Exactly, And maybe I have think that, a very romantic definition of that.
Guys are, though. Like, do you think they should have to tell you before you have sex? Like, if they're a woman, you know what I mean? Like, they're clearly a woman now, but they've always been a woman, really. I don't know what the right definition of this shit. I don't want to offend anyone.
And
you know what I mean? But
exactly, yeah.
But I'm saying, like there's guys that, plenty of guys. I bring it up all the time.
We're
like,
definitely
what would
talking
you do?
from
and they're always like, oh, I'll beat the shit out of them. I'll beat the shit out of them if it was a dude that I fucked or that gave me head or something and I didn't know. I'll beat the shit out of them. Like, I would say, I don't know what the proper procedure is, but for safety precautions, I would always be upfront with people about that. It's probably easier for me to say You know, when you are
exactly,
when you are dealing with that, it's probably hard.
We're definitely coming from places of ignorance when we talk about subjects like this. We're definitely having a straight male perspective on these types of things. But I would agree with you. I would think that it'd be, in my perspective, it'd be appropriate to be fully open with something like that and let that on because not everyone is okay with that. That's the type of world we live in, and maybe that's extremely biased because I'm not that person. So very very tough on that one.
And we always got that bias to us. That's the thing. We always got that bias to us when you're not dealing with it. That's why I would love to just meet somebody that's open about it and you could really talk to like that and have a conversation. But then who knows? Maybe we were offensive just now. We don't know. That's the thing. You don't know unless someone teaches you. So you can't just go attacking people all the time. Like we're not people that try to offend people.
Exactly. That's why. That's why I want to be very clear. Like we're talking from places of
ignorance, and we make fun of everything.
And we're also
you also are like going to have your play on it. Like
isn't conversation what people want?
Right,
exactly. You want open discussion where it's like,
school us.
I didn't
tell us how it's supposed to be.
Come out and say like, oh, that's fact. You're wrong. You don't know your body.
Right.
This
or
you
shouldn't fucking do that,
exactly,
or you should fucking do this. We don't fucking know. We're just saying like this is shit that we talk about with guys. This is how they feel about it. Maybe that's the path you should take. Maybe you guys know more. I mean, we're open to any combo with anyone, that can teach us anything more about that. I would like to know what the pronouns are for things. Exactly, I can't say that I would always say them or that I remember them or anything, but I would like to be schooled on why something is pronounced some way, why we're going down this path in society.
So with that being said, if anyone would like to share any type of information or, any type of, just like, any type of perspective or, open-mindedness to bring, just offer it, send it, post it, whatever, message it. I would love to hear it exactly. Because I really don't know.
Any other guests, man, that want to come on, still coming. Anybody? Third mic gonna be popping, baby. So
yeah, working on that fourth mic soon too.
Let's get it going. Fourth mic's going soon. Ready to get it in this weekend. Gonna keep them coming. Great cast today, bro.
It was great. We got a great one. Long time audio still sticking around, man.
The audio is still not cutting out on us.
Good.
We really haven't discussed on how we're gonna end these things, so it's always a little bit awkward. We're so used to the audio cutting out.
Exactly. We just end it.
So used to abrupt endings.
So it's. I mean, really, I guess you just tune out. You're just like, hey. That's the show, and then you just close everything, just pull the plug.
We're going to get more familiar with it. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Thanks everyone for the support, man.
It's been great, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. That's the shit show live. Tune in.